Hello everyone, and welcome to Essential Dice Roll. We are a group of 5 Dungeons & Dragons enthusiasts who decided to show the world just how bad we are at this game. Due to technical difficulties, I am recording this intro at a later date, but we'll jump back into it in just a moment. I am Dorkman191, and I will be the Dungeon Master in this episode. I will be joined by YouTube fitness guru Tim from the gym, who will be sitting on the left. He will be playing Tomas Fivefinger, a Tabaxi rogue. In the middle, we have our resident goat father, Dan the Man, who will be playing Pepper Nearseer, a halfling wizard. On our right is our sexy vampire Daemon Frost, who will be playing Hiro Mitsurugi, an orc fighter. Unfortunately, due to said technical difficulties, our fifth member, the IRL wizard Heath, will not be joining us. He would have been playing Zahn Stormrider, a half-elf sorcerer. So, in this episode of D&D, we will be playing the Ghosts of Saltmarsh, an adventure set in the town of Saltmarsh and along its coasts. Let me give you the intro our players were given. A wealthy benefactor has gotten information that a renowned alchemist has passed away some 20 years ago, with no inheritors to his bloodline. It is also said that he left behind a massive fortune in alchemical gold, experiments, and other valuables. However, in the 20 years since his death, rumor has it that his manor has become haunted, and very rarely do people go near the manor. As such, your group has been hired to venture to Saltmarsh and to discern whether or not the manor of the deceased alchemist is really haunted. Any treasure or otherwise valuable items found will be returned to your employer with the promise of a 50% cut of the profit to be returned to the group. Now then, everybody, let's get back into the actual game. Alright, gentlemen, end of the line. Welcome to Saltmarsh. The ferryman pipes up as your carriage stops just outside 2 buildings to the east. To the east side is a stone brick building with a blue shingled roof, weathered but still standing strong. You believe it is to be the jailhouse, considering there are guards posted all around it. To the west is a building of cobblestone base with wood siding and a red shingled roof. A sign attached to the 2-story building bears the word, The Wicker Goat Inn. As you step off the carriage, please introduce your characters. Tomas.
I am Tomas Five Fingers. So Tomas is a Tabaxi rogue, and in visual appearance, he looks kind of like, I guess you could say, a gray and white fluffy tabby. He's got a bunch of piercings along his eyebrow and his ears, and nice long pointy ears. Very rogue-like in that he's wearing kind of leather armor, but also kind of like a little swashbuckler. Like this guy might have been sailing the high seas. That's about all I got for him.
Dan?
As the door opened, actually even before you could step out, Pepper Nearseer tumbles out, not in a he clearly didn't do this on purpose, and I actually want to make the first Constitution saving throw.
Constitution or acrobatics because you tumbled out?
Oh, I fell. 100%. I whipped it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not on purpose.
You would do the first roll in the intro.
Oh, well, see, this is because of an interesting, fun little thing. Pepper, is that a 4? You tell me. It's all split. You know what? It's a 4 plus a 2, so I rolled 6. Do I throw up because I have motion sickness?
You rolled a 6, and
6.
from falling out of the carriage, you don't throw up, no, but you do bash the fuck out of your nose, and you just got a nosebleed going out. I mean,
I was sick from the carriage.
you don't throw up, but you do have a bloody nose.
Oh, jeez, guys.
I do.
So a little bit about me, Pepper Nearseer, is that I'm actually kind of a youngster of sorts. I'm a very young halfling wizard who sometimes has good feelings about the future. He's very short, or I'm very short. Not real life, unfortunately. Very short, wearing a light gray wizard's robe, and I've got a pouch and a big old pointy hat.
Alright. Damon.
I see a large orc sort of step up after everybody else, just looking very motion sick as well. He's dressed in a gray kimono with bits of plate armor attached to it, kind of haphazardly. Large sword, katana strapped to his waist, and an out-of-character elven bow on his back. He's a very big guy, but he doesn't look like he wants to be there. That's really all I've got as of right now. That's gonna definitely blossom into something. Guys, I just don't feel good.
Oh no, is there anything like my bloody nose?
Sure.
As Pepper says, is he's ripped a small piece of his off of his cuff, and he's trying to stuff it up his nose. Similarly.
So, stepping off after both of you and giving Hiro a pat on the back and pulling your head up, let me see, is a half-elven woman dressed in mostly whitish leather armor, bearing the cross of Palor on her chest. And she takes a moment to look over your nose and, oh, you got lucky. You didn't break anything, so you're good there.
He's gonna just do like the little kid thing where he like wipes his nose all the way across with his sleeve. So now he's got a bloody sleeve. He's gonna go,
It's okay.
Oh,
Don't worry, Celine. I got it.
try not to put too much, try not to sniff of it too much. Just be careful stepping off things now.
Oh, you're right. Well, if I hadn't been so sick.
So, looking around the town, most people seem to be going about their day just as normally as can be. No one's really in a bad mood, no one's in a good mood, but people just seem to be walking around as if nothing unordinary has happened. The weather is, there's no real wind, or it seems to be like your pleasant, I'd say June day, just not too hot, not too windy, but you definitely smell the brine coming from the sea, just faintly off in the distance.
Celine, do you smell anything? You told me not to smell.
It's the sea
It's
air.
really hard.
It's the sea air.
Ah, there is nothing quite like the smell of the sea. Don't you agree?
Tomas, where are we going?
To the tavern, of course. Where might me and my friends grab a drink around here?
I don't know, that tavern looks really well guarded.
I'm
Oh,
sure it is
geez.
fine, my friend.
Are you sure it's a tavern? Oh,
And
they
she
don't
kind
seem
of
like they're enjoying themselves.
points your head the other way as y'all are looking at the guardhouse.
Like, literally grab my head
She
and-
literally just goes, "Quick," turns your head, goes, "That's the Wicker Goat Inn. That's the jailhouse.
Oh,
If we want to get some beds for the night, it's probably better to go here."
oh, good thought, Celine. Like, geez, if we hadn't noticed that, we could have ended up in jail, guys.
Oh, surely you overreact, friend.
I feel so embarrassed.
Shall we
Do
get
I,
beds for the
though?
night?
Oh, relax. Let us go get some rest and a fine cup of rum.
We have to go in there?
boy.
Oh, but of course, friend. Do you not wish to partake in some
I've
refreshments?
heard of this rum. I think I'll pass, but I do think we could get some information.
I just...
And with that, Peppernush is gonna just kind of like he's not very fast. They can easily catch up to him, but he's gonna like do his little march towards it.
I really don't like crowds. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm an orc. Most of these scars are not from battle. There's just people chasing me out of town.
I am sorry for your
Hero,
troubles,
you're so
friend.
scared. It's okay. You can wait outside with Celine if you want. She's got a big, giant.
Wait, you interrupt me.
What? Pepper, Thomas, go
I meant
go get us
God.
some room. Go get us a room, please. Please go get us a room.
And I shall go get a drink. Will you not join me?
4, preferably. 4 rooms.
Or 4 drinks.
Before or after drinks.
She
I'm
looks at you
confused.
intensely and just
4 rooms it is, my lady.
Okay. Let's just. Okay. I'm gonna like put my hood up, like barrel in. I'm like 7 feet tall.
So you walk into the Wicker Goat, and you see that it's mostly filled with. I lost my notes. I lost them. Right. It's filled with mostly the townspeople and themselves who are either displaced for a mountain of time due to their shipping voyage vessels being off on a voyage or being under repairs. You see a few guards off to the right, and you see a few actual miners off to the other side. Well, what you can assume to be miners, considering they're all covered in dusty clothing, just blackened soot all over them, and just general roughhousing going on. What do you do?
So like, we're looking for this haunted mansion, right? Look, I'm just gonna be upfront with you. I know we need to gather information. I just don't want to be the one to do it. So I'm gonna walk up to the bar and just sort of sit down quietly.
Bartender, if you could please, me and my friends, we would very much like a drink in a moment of your time.
Oh, geez, please no. We don't have time for drinks. We have a very important job. We're looking for a haunted mansion of sorts.
Perhaps just a cup of water for my friend.
I can get you a cup of water and
You have fizzy?
a couple drinks. The haunted mansion, though. And he kind of is looking you all over, just a little bit more pale in the face now. He's a well-built gentleman, but at the mention of the manor, all kind of strength kind of seems to leave his body.
Oh
a bit.
yes, I've heard there's ghosts there, and boy howdy, do you know I have never talked to a ghost before.
My parents are ghosts.
Can I talk to them?
No, I don't need that in my life right now.
Oh, so hero, you don't have to be there. I'll only say nice things about you. I promise. Like how you're big, tall, scary.
And the barkeep just, I'm going to get, and he walks off.
Great. There goes the man who was supposed to get us rooms as well.
He didn't take my
He'll
order.
be back, my lady.
Well, if he's
Yes, I didn't
not,
get my
I
drink order
mean,
either.
there is a free bar here now.
I mean, you are surrounded by guards and miners. I mean, if you were to try to jump the bar and get the food, you might just get arrested, but, you know, everything is up to you.
But again, free bar.
So the man comes back around, and he's got a couple glasses in his hands. He pulls out 2 ales to you two, a glass of water, and he holds up another flagon of ale to Celine. Can I actually get some water, please?
And I was actually hoping for a glass of milk. My stomach's upset, okay?
Understood, lad. You're a big growing orc. And he runs off to the back.
There's a single tear rolls down my cheek.
You know what? Perhaps I shall wait for my room.
So, as you, he comes back around shortly, and he hands out the appropriate drinks, and he collects his money from you, and
Which would be about how much?
it's probably in total about 3 silver for everything.
This one
Celine,
is on me, my friend.
Celine pipes up. So, I'll get us some rooms. Why don't you guys go ahead and start asking around about the manor and all that kind of stuff? I'll do what I can here. See if there's any other places here in town you think would be good for that.
Alrighty.
I would like to do a perception check, see if like anybody looks particularly like outdoorsy, like they've been walking around, like they might know things outside of the town.
Go ahead, make a perception check. Actually, give me insight, because you're looking to see the person type, not so much a person.
Well, I was I think specifically I'm looking like particularly muddy boots, stuff like that. But an insight?
Either or. If you're looking for a personality type, or if you're actually looking for
I'd say
money.
it'd be the same either way.
A 9.
Yeah, that was
The dirtiest people you can see are the miners. There's a few humans and a few dwarves mixed in. They seem to be the dirtiest people you can see.
Do I see the bartender anywhere?
He's talking to Celine off in the corner for a minute while she's securing you some rooms, but he's just talking to her.
I'm gonna walk over there. I'll wait politely till they're done talking, but he knows something.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna walk up to some dwarvish miners. Just sort of like get down real low, like I'm crouching and talking to a child, and be like, "Greetings, bearded man. I'm looking for a haunted mansion." I'm gonna get like real close to his face because I don't know social cues. Again, I was raised by ghosts.
The dwarf that you get into his face, he, you're a big guy, aren't you? The only haunted mansion I know of is up west, about 4 miles. That's all I know. I swear, please. I just want a drink.
Do you know anybody who would know more? Speaking way too loud for the proximity I'm in.
Roll an intimidation check.
Okay. Oh, thank God. Where is intimidation? That's gonna be a 9 again.
I don't know. I don't know. I swear. I'm just coming back from the mines. I just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, the typical.
But like, somebody knows about the mansion, right? Like, there's somebody specifically.
Not
could
that I
talk
know
to.
of. No, I'm sorry. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Do you know somebody who would know specifically? Just some very popular person. I mean, come on.
Ask the guards or the bartender. I swear. Just. I just want to drink.
At this point, Pepper Nearseer is gonna come up and grab you by the. You're wearing like kind of robe.
Oh, yeah, it's like a robe, but it's got
he's
plates
gonna,
all over it.
he's gonna grab like the very highest he can reach. Well, I mean, he can actually reach pretty high.
Yeah, I'm crouched down, so you can
Yeah,
probably like grab
yeah,
my
so
elbow.
grab you by the elbow and kind of go, no, not like that, you silly fool. And then he's gonna apologize. I'm so sorry, sir. Please enjoy a drink on me. And I'm gonna flip him. What would I say is an average price for a drink? Like if I was doing a singular coin.
Pepper. If it was Pepper, he'd probably toss a silver or gold, depending on you.
I'll toss him the silver.
All right.
I assume. I don't know how much things cost.
Yeah.
Or Pepper doesn't. Anyways, and then Pepper actually is going to go over to the nearest group of guards and very politely asks, well, let me just do it. Oh, gosh, guys, hey, do you guys have any interesting places for me to visit in town? You know, just as, maybe it's just, you know, somewhere fun to be. And he's going to flip them another silver. Or he's going to offer a handshake with a silver piece in it, and with a kind of a wink.
So,
Like he's clearly paying for their
for
time.
information.
Yeah, for their time, but at the same time, like clearly not bribing them.
Totally not bribing them at all. But
Definitely not.
one guard, kind of a younger looking guard, he kind of takes your hand, and you can kind of feel that the coins switch. He well, if you're looking for, you know, rebel rousing, you can go over to the tavern, the Empty Nets, or the Snipping Line. Either one. There's quite a few bar brawls that we have to clean up. But if you're looking for something a bit more adventurous, maybe go visit the faithful quartermaster of Ayuz. It's a magic shop in town. Those
Can
are
we
your...
go somewhere where we can just, you know, sit quietly? Like, is there a bar like that? Just...
You're in it, boy. So you
There's-
best not be causing any more trouble.
Is there a dark corner around here? As Pepper says that out loud as he looks around.
My feelings are deeply hurt. I go back to the bar to drink my milk.
Oh, good. Now that he's gone. So I've heard tale of this haunted mansion, and I really want to speak to it. Did you say that, by the way?
What?
Did you speak of the haunted mansion?
No, I did not.
Okay, alright, cool. I realized halfway through saying this that, like, potentially you'd already said it, and I was like, that's me being ADHD. Alright, continuing on. I've heard tale there's a haunted house here, and I really have never talked to a ghost, and I was just curious if I wanted to go close to it, where would that be?
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
Would you have advantage for the money you gave out?
No, that was a silver piece.
Fair enough.
As you walk back over, you hear Celine finishing up her conversation of getting rooms secured, and she turns around to see you, Thomas, waiting behind. Oh, did you need to talk?
Indeed, my lady. If I could have but a moment alone with the barkeep here.
Well, of course. I'm gonna go put my stuff in my room. We've got the top floor. Oh, it's the last 4 rooms on the west side.
You are most gracious. Thank you.
Do I hear that?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna help her like bring the bags up or whatever.
Barkeep, I cannot help but notice you grew pale at the mention of this haunted mansion. I can't help but wonder what you might know of such a place. Surely, living locally, you must have heard something.
I hear lots of things. I hear the place is creepy. I hear it's terrible. I've heard stories from someone in general who says he went in, but it's just, I don't know whether to believe him. Just, in my opinion, boy, don't go there.
Oh, but my business is my own for searching such a place. I'm just wondering where I might find it, or who is this person you speak of? Maybe they can help me find my answers.
There's make a persuasion check.
That's a 6.
That's a 6. I'd advise you seek out another tavern if you really want to find the man. But the actual place is out west, so yeah.
Out west, you say? In town? Outside of town?
Outside.
Well, I appreciate your information, and this ale is quite good, actually.
I'm glad you like it.
Please accept this. I hand him a silver piece.
All right. Kind of a little confused by this entire encounter now, just like, and he walks back into the back area of the bar. Pepper.
I rolled a 19.
And
That was a persuasion check asking about the haunted mansion.
well, I don't know much about it myself, but we get one guy who used to rave and rant about going near it. So if you want, you might want to go see the old poacher. I don't know where he's at right now because we kicked him out of this bar, but he's bound to be at another bar. He has more information than I do.
So he's been kicked out of it. Are there any bars in town that he might be still welcome?
He's not welcome in any bar, but that's because he gets plastered and then fucks everything up. But he still gets in anyways, so.
Well, thank you for your time, and I'm gonna flip a gold piece over my shoulder as I leave.
Make an attack roll.
An attack roll?
Yep.
What do you
Adding your strength.
You need strength to do that.
Yes, I do.
My God. Alright.
Why did I hit him with a coin?
You turned around.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a 19 plus.
A 19.
Oh, okay.
Why is the first good roll of the game when we really don't want it?
You just turn around, happy with what you did. You flick the coin, and it goes. Money's money in my pocket, and he turns around and sits back down. A couple of the guards glare at him like, "Fuck!" You threw that shit way up. And
For the time that I was there. No, Pepper's gonna do it. Can I make a sleight of hand check for the moment that we were there?
Go ahead.
As afterwards kind of thing. He'll probably notice it. It was like towards the end. That's a 21.
Okay.
What is the most worthless thing that he had on him that might be shiny?
Oh god.
In any way, shape, or form, would have caught like a child's interest.
It would
Like,
probably
even attached.
it would probably be his badge that sits on his waist. It's just the symbol of Saltmarsh. It's just a small little.
Pepper Sir, as long as he didn't notice me take it.
He did not.
Okay.
He did not. You
Pepper
just.
Sir now has that in his pouch.
All right. You walk.
For the folks
you walk
listening
back.
at home, Pepper Sir is a kleptomaniac and doesn't know it.
So, as you walk back, Celine and Hero have already taken off to the room, and Thomas here is just finishing up his conversation with the barkeep.
Okay, so that's where we're
That's
at.
you too. Yes.
Okay, all right. So as this is actually going on, Pepper Deerseer is going to be digging in his pouch for money to give to the barkeep for the rooms because he doesn't know Celine's already done it.
The barkeep's that has already walked into the back.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like,
Never mind.
yeah.
Then I was going to find the
I,
badge
after
here.
the conversation, sit at the bar and just casually listen because I noticed there's 3 pints of ale that everybody just left. So
Oh, Tomas, I'm doing your voice. Oh, jeez. Tomas, I've heard that the okay, so I've literally forgotten what your race is. Tabaxi. There we go. I was gonna call you a cat. Cat people. That might have been racist. The Tabaxi actually have a very fond. They're very fond of small pieces of rope. I actually happen to have. And he's gonna open up his bag and search through it. And can I roll perception to see if I notice the badge?
Go ahead.
And to be fair, I'm also
Disadvantage.
looking for-
Because you don't realize it's even in there, so
No,
it's
no,
just
no,
like
that's-
you're
that's fine.
looking for something
I'm
else.
looking for something else. Yeah, I'm actually looking for that for a small piece of rope.
It's a
I rolled
net
a nat one.
yeah.
You're just sitting there digging through your pouch, just like I
You
can't find it. You can't seem to find it.
Oh, I seem to find. There's so many things in here. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys like little pieces of rope or not. You know, I will find you one though. He's gonna draw it back together.
I do not know about the rest of my kin, but I prefer things a little more shiny.
Oh, shiny! And then Pepper Nursery's gonna go, I don't think I have much of that. Personally, I don't have much interest for shiny things.
Oh, it is quite all right, friend. What have you learned about our haunted mansion?
I've learned, and then I'm gonna just relay what you've said to me.
Okay. So about the time you start finishing up relaying that information to Thomas, this is when Celine and If Hero want to come
Yeah.
back down.
Yeah, I'll come back to us.
So he
We
was
got our
called the,
rooms.
the poacher, right?
Your stuff's in there.
I'm sorry, he was called the poacher, correct?
That's what he was called. Yes.
Yes. So now we just have to go searching. Well, guys, I think if we hit the streets and just ask around for a troublemaker named the Poacher, we might be able to find him and find this haunted mansion. Unless anyone else has better information on where it is. I know it's to the west. If we just walk in that direction, asking.
Friend, it seems like a solid idea, and I'm coming up short on clues too.
No, you're actually much taller than I am, Thomas.
Oh, friend, we need to work on your sense of humor.
Actually, I don't think I have only the 5 touch, smell, which Celine told me not to do.
Let us go forth and look for this poacher. What say you, friends?
Yes.
A man of reason at last.
Did you
No,
did
I
you
think
drink
he's-
all those drinks?
Let's assume yes, unless somebody wanted to grab one.
No, I drink milk.
Pepper Newster forgot he even had a
Crap.
drink.
Make a con save. Regular.
That's a 12.
All right. You're starting to feel a little bit. You know, just like.
That's fine ale indeed.
So, you go about, and you make your way through the town. Go ahead and everybody make a perception check.
I got a nat 1.
I don't think you noticed anything.
I'm just too afraid of getting,
He's got
robbed.
he put his hood up and he's kind of looking down at the ground.
up to you, buddy.
Just trying to make sure.
I played 22.
You made a 22.
Pepper Newster is having way too much fun with his 3 that he rolled to be able to notice anything else.
So Pepper's over there trying to get Hero to take off his hood, but Hero's constantly just like,
No more pitchforks. No more pitchforks.
But hero, how can I see your beautiful smile without
But
a hood on?
I blush.
Tomas, you leading around the group, you kind of pick up on. Oh God, he's back here again. God damn it, stupid old poacher, mother! Why is he always got to come and ruin my buzz so he can get a buzz? Bastard.
Go ahead and talk to that guy, I guess. Yeah.
So you walk up to the gentleman who's kind of talking with another person, and
Wait, so you just straight up walked up to him?
Yeah, I'll just like
So
stop
me and
dead
Pepper
my
are probably
tracks.
still walking.
Oh god. Is that another perception check?
go ahead, yeah. You two make perception checks. What are you saying?
I got another net one.
That's 17.
The dice tell their own story.
You're blushing so hard that you actually close your eyes a little bit, and but Pepper, you do see Tomas just kind of like.
Oh, Tomas, are you going to catch up with us later, or are you coming with?
Indeed, I will catch up to you in but a moment.
Okie dokie. Well, there's a lot of cool people outside. I'm gonna go talk to them.
And then Pepper Nurser is going to go be as annoying as possible to as many people as possible.
So
He's
you
not
just-
going to get far, but he's definitely finding all sorts of information.
I mean, even within that one, would I have heard him talking to...
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go back and stick with Thomas.
Oh, hero, you could just. Okay, you have fun then.
What are you saying, Tomas?
Pardon me, friend, not to eavesdrop on you, but I could not help but hear you mention a man named the Poacher. Or known as the Poacher, rather. What do you know of this man?
He kind of turns to his buddy and looks at him and goes, "Am I drunk right now, or is that an actual cat? Is that a talking cat?" He kind of smacks him. He goes, "I called Tabaxi."
Thank you, friend. Another man of reason today.
He's plastered. He's plastered. Sorry. And he sees your orc friend. The poacher, right? You wanted to know about the poacher.
Indeed, the Poacher. Do you know where I might find such a man?
He kind of points over his shoulder, pointing towards the. He's pointing towards the empty net. The empty net inn. It's a tavern. It's right there. If you wanna, go and check it out.
Thank you, sir. And I give him a flower I picked up off the ground. Like everybody else is standing out going, thank you.
So confused right now. He's just like. But he doesn't put it down. He just continues to hold it because he's a little intimidated by an orc that just gave him a flower.
At this moment, he's wondering how drunk he is. I appreciate the information, friend. Happy travels to you.
And I'll go ahead and just head towards the empty net.
All right. Pepper over there is actually accosting a tiefling at the moment.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant I was costing him with tiefling. I was like, what?
Accosting.
It's complicated.
You know that word that means you're bothering somebody?
Oh, yeah, no. Pepper Nurser is very used to words of that sort. I just misheard you.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
No, Pepper Nurser
this is
can
a
call every word under the sun.
this is a red tiefling dressed in what would be, you assume, a captain of a boat's clothing. Boy, if you're not here to get any magic items, get out of my face.
You have magic items?
I have a few if you want some, but you gotta pay for them. You can't just go around touching shit.
Oh, well, are they dangerous?
I mean, depends on how you use them, but that's besides the point. Don't touch what you don't own.
Pepper Nurser is going to just kind of like wonder about that for a little bit.
Pepper, my friend, please leave this poor lady alone. Clearly, she's very busy. And we have our own endeavors too.
Hero's completely dumbstruck. He's like glaring at her, but like not menacingly, and like the song Lady in Red is playing in the back of his mind.
She doesn't take notice. She's just sitting there, just kind of arms crossed, looking at Pepper like,
Pepper's gonna come to out of like no, like after a very solid moment of him just like he's gonna come to and go, oh gee, so actually, if you sell magic items, perhaps you know of a magical mansion. It's said to be inhabited by ghosts.
I know not any magic mansions. If there was a magic oh well, no, there's that one spell. That is a good spell. I need to get a spell scroll. That would be a good seller. Yes, you're.
She walks off.
Oh, Pepper, it's all right, friends. We have a good lead on the mansion
She
now.
could have been the love of my life.
I will fight you, Pepper. I am laying claim to this. She's not property. I will
You didn't even
respect.
say anything,
I
hero.
was working my way up to it.
Pepper, as we
Well, I
say on the
actually
high
had more
seas, there are plenty
information.
of fish, friend.
I had more.
It's not a competition. She's allowed to choose who she wants to love. And I sort of puff my chest out like I'm peacocking a little bit. Like I pull my hood down, start straightening my man bun. I'm like,
There's your beautiful face.
oh fuck. And she started. I'm gonna start looking around to see if anybody like. It's gonna be a 20.
Nice.
No, dirty 20.
For what?
I'm looking around to see if anybody's like saw that I was an orc. Is like already starting to like sharpen stakes
Okay.
and light torches.
No one at the moment is currently looking y'all's way. The second somebody does, they kind of go, just kind of keep on, just a little bit faster though.
Has that effect on people?
Thomas, my heart is aflutter. Do we have anything to cure this?
Here, try this, friend.
And I pull a little flask out of my bag and hand it over to him.
I take it in like two little fingers. Like, I try to only take a little bit, but I end up downing the whole thing. I'll buy you another at the bar.
Very well, friend.
What was it?
What?
It was clearly some really cheap rum. It was not good.
See, now my heart's not fluttering. It's more like my brain. Does that make sense?
A little bit of indigestion, you know.
I've had that before. When you really think hard,
My orc
sometimes
liver
that
is
happens.
completely unaffected by this. Okay, I guess we go to the bar.
We fixed the ailment, though. That's what counts. Well, shall we, gentlemen? We must make our way to the empty net to find the poacher.
What was her name? A rose by any other name smells just as sweet. I made that up. That's a direct hero quote.
So
It's very pretty.
it is
It's very pretty.
the empty net is partially supported by stilts driven into the harbor. The harbor.
The hubba.
So it's mostly of wooden design, and it has a deck overlooking the sea itself where you can sit out on and drink, and eventually, if you're drunk enough, pass out and fall over the board. But, you know, whatever suits you. But it's got a very...
Side that says like 3 days since last drowning.
The inside has got a very nautical theme, but if you... everyone make a perception check, please.
15.
22 again.
I rolled an 8.
Rolled an 8.
Yeah.
So-
that was what it came out to. Yeah.
Tomas and Hiro, both of you notice a very distinct kind of pattern in the floorboards. It seems like there's just a bit of leftover residue from brawls, bar fights, and just there's caked in blood. Pieces of the wooding is chipped from where someone's punched the floor trying to hit somebody. And you know you can see that there's this definite circle in where most people end up fighting.
So wait, Pepper Nooser doesn't see any of that?
Pepper Nurser doesn't catch that. You're enamored in the nautical theme of the place.
I think the whites of my eyes start to turn a little bit red, but like I'm trying to hold back my bloodlust because that's like my big
completely oblivious to all of that and just being, like as you said, enamored with this place. Pepper Nearsier is going to walk to directly in the middle of that circle and just stare around in wonder. Like, staring at everything and everyone.
You do notice that there is a few patrons. Most seem to be actual tourists more than actual seafarers, but you do see a few in general. You know, just sitting there, just kind of like having their own little laughs at the tourists. They're just like, oh.
So Hero, not knowing how to actually gather information, is just gonna go, looking for poacher, we're hunting ghosts!
Oh god.
Roll an intimidation check.
As he's doing that, can I roll?
Shit.
What is with the rolls today?
I got a net 20.
Did somebody keep their pants?
Everybody in the bar just goes, just like pointing. Yeah, there's one dude in the corner who's just kind of like slumped over, just like,
Thank you. Sorry I raised my voice.
I'm gonna lean
Okay! Sort of walks towards this guy.
I'm gonna lead him. My friend, your powers of persuasion are unmatched.
So
Oh, geez, that was very loud and scary.
you walk up to this
Sorry, Pepper.
this man dressed in raggedy clothing. It's mostly seafarers' clothing. He's definitely a man who works on the sea, but it's ratted and torn, just and all kinds. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
I mean, I yelled it pretty loud. I'm hunting ghosts. We're hunting ghosts.
I don't hunt ghosts. I hunt fish and rabbits and that kind of thing.
Rabbits and fish in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Interesting. How do you hunt them both at the same time? Tell me. He's gonna continue on like that until he's
Shut up, boy. You lay a trap for the rabbits and then you go fishing.
Oh,
Duh. What do you want?
maybe as fun as I thought it would be.
What do you want? What do you want? I'm
We hear tell that you know of the place where ghosts live.
I mean, I might. What drink something? I want another drink. Where's my drink?
And we want information.
Barkeep, could I get 2 glasses of milk? One for me and one for my friend.
The barkeep who was like looking on and just like in fear of you, but also curiosity, just like, I can get you some. I'll be
I hand her a
right back.
flower.
Just walks into the back. And a couple seconds later, she comes out with two small flagons of milk, and she hands one to you and kind of like gestures it to the poacher, and he goes, "Oh,
It's fresh, it's still warm."
He's gonna take it, and he's gonna cast prestidigitation on it to make it seem as if it's a flagon of the strongest ale that Pepper's ever seen, which is not very strong, but still. Ale.
Do a sleight of hand with advantage.
Okie dokie.
Jesus, I really need that advantage.
Skip the advantage.
Okay, that's an 18.
So you just go, you kind of like, you take it from her and you go, oh no, this isn't milk, this is actually, and you, as you start handing it over to him, you cast prestidigitation and he kind of gives off the smell and color of ale, and
But it's still warm.
well, to be fair, most beer in the area is probably going to be
That's
warm.
fair. That's fair.
No, but it's like it's still thicker too.
Yeah. So he just kind of takes it and goes,
So about that mansion, Hero's got like the biggest milk mustache. So about that.
surprisingly, he's got a beer stash, but you know that you're just like, wait a minute.
Some frothy ass milk.
He kind of looks at it and goes, I guess. I went up there. I went up there and I tried getting some hunting going on in that area, but When I got there, I got kind of thirsty, and I saw the manor and thought, there might be a wine cellar, and no one's lived there in a while. So I went up there, and I got to the kitchen, and all was fine, but I tried going over to the wine cellar, and I heard a massive crash, and then all of a sudden, there was rats coming from every woodworking and every place I could see. I was so scared. I saw the red beady little eyes coming at me. They kind of started jumping on me and biting every little piece of me. Then there was a scream. I don't know where it came from, but I turned and ran as fast as I could. I didn't want to sit there and see what was coming at me. I felt something tickling my butthole, but I just kept running and running and running, and then to this day, I tell people, steer clear of that place, because, it's going to be the death of you.
When he said, I heard a scream, that's exactly at that moment Pepper near scared lets out a squeak. Not a very loud one, but he's like,
A little.
he's very, really scared now.
I do the same thing when he mentions his butthole getting tickled.
I'm just absolutely intrigued at the idea of that many mice running around.
Tell Baxi. But no,
Where would I go to not be there? Where is the location so that way I can not go there?
it's 4 miles east or west, that direction, and he points off to the east.
Okay,
Are-
guys, let's not go anymore.
Are you quite sure it is that way, friend? I've heard something different.
Yeah, you did.
I meant to say east.
Okay.
Okay.
That is my bad. I messed up. But yes, he does indeed point west. Somehow, in his drunken stupor, he's still able to discern directions.
Well, we did just give him a warm glass of milk, that should help.
Sober. It's so warm, it's like curdling into bread into his stomach to soak up the alcohol.
That's disgusting.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
He's about to upchuck. We should bail.
it suddenly it hits Heroes like, wait a minute, this is a fishing village. Where did they get a cow? What did they milk?
I'm gonna leave that to your imagination.
Guys, I gathered it.
He says in a very loud voice.
In a very loud voice, yeah. Whole bar can hear me.
You did indeed, friend. Arguably better than any of us, I might add.
Are we leaving? Because if we're leaving, I'm going to turn right up. All right, thank you, everybody.
That's exactly. I was pretty up.
Intimidation check.
Another intimidation check. This time it's only a 12.
It's still enough to get a few people to go, oh, bye! Why did I say bye?
This is the friendliest town I have ever been in.
People are so friendly here. I love it. Oh, jeez, guys, I lost my voice there for a bit.
So, as you walk out, Celine just kind of
Bye-bye.
been standing in the background that entire time, goes, that's one way to do things. It's getting kind of late, and you look around, and indeed the sun's starting to set just a little bit. Did you all want to go tonight, or should we start fresh in the morning?
Perhaps fresh in the morning. I don't know about you, friends, but I'm a bit weary of our travel.
I've heard that ghosts like coming out during the day. Pepper Nooser is very clearly badly hiding how scared he is.
I've only
As
ever
he
heard
clings
stories
to,
of ghosts,
Hero.
friend.
Ghosts are definitely stronger at nighttime. Just ask my mother. So
She kind of like
so many
looks at
beatings.
you for a second and just,
So many beatings.
okay, so
Are you quite alright?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why they picked me for this mission. I was abandoned as a child, and I was raised by elven ghosts in a ruin. They were good parents. I can't complain. They forgot to feed me a couple times, but other than that, yeah. I had to get out there and sow my wild oats.
Oh, you have a bag of wild oats?
I
We're
have
gonna
a-
be farming right now. They only have a limited life.
I'm gonna give Pepper a flower.
You have a flower?
Yes, I've been picking flowers like along the side of the road, so I'm just gonna hand you a flower.
They grew it in your pouch. This is a mess. Why are we adventurers? We could be selling flowers.
I'm going to bed. And Celine just walks off.
Celine, I'm coming with you. Can we do the bedtime story thing again?
Sure, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Bedtime stories, yeah.
You
Come
know
on,
what?
guys.
Otherwise,
Otherwise, you're gonna miss out on the catnip. Is it called catnip? Catnip. Okay. Or you're gonna miss out on the catnip stories.
Oh dear.
So
What day is it, would you say?
you're looking at somewhere around like 7:30.
Start sunset.
Yeah, starting to.
As I stumble into the bar, I'm going to, is there anybody in there?
The bar in which bar? The bar you were just in.
Tavern, the one we're going to.
The one you're going to sleep in. The
Fast
inn.
forward, yeah.
Yeah, the Wicker Goat. There's still a few guards in there. A few of them seem to be off duty now. One seems to be roll a perception check. A couple of the miners are smashed at this point.
I get a 9?
You got a 9. You see a dude kind of like messing with something, and then just kind of like leave. But the crowd has kind of died down for the most part. There's maybe just the drunk people, the drunk miners, and then most of the guards have left.
Are any of them walking around, or are they all just seated?
They're all seated for the most part.
I'll walk by some of these drunk miners and kind of act like I stumble and trip into one of them, and I'm going to see about trying to swipe their coin pouch.
Do a sleight of hand check with advantage because they are drunk.
Please.
I'm fairly certain that nailed it. So the first one was a 17 plus 8.
So 23. So you kind of stumble into, oh, I'm sorry, my friend. It's these floorboards, they're kind of creaky. And you go, it's all right, boy, it's all right. You're a boy, right? You're a boy cat. You're a tomcat. Ah, you're a tomcat.
Indeed, Tomas, they call me.
Ah! Just starts banging on the table as loudly as it can. The others are laughing their asses off as well.
If you think that's funny, you should hear of my 5-finger discount.
And
I'm gonna walk up, and I'm gonna go to bed.
Meanwhile, in the room, Celine's telling the most aggravated bedside story ever.
As I head to my room, like,
I
I
just
figure
too
when I
excited
get in there
actually to see-
safely, I'll take a look at the pouch and see what's in there. He's a thief, okay?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
All right. So, yeah. So you walk into your own room, and you can hear Celine telling a story from the next room over to these two man children, and
Like, we're in the same bed together.
Yeah, we are. We are. Like, he's like actually getting ready to sleep, but Pepper Deer is so excited by the story, he's just like,
I just want the bedtime story. I'm actually going to take first watch.
so
I'm just imagining this stupid
It's just like, yeah, no, we're like, yeah, no, this is great. I've got like the hat with the little thing on. You're just like, yeah, all right, cool.
So you open up the pouch, and you kind of start sifting through your haul, and you're just like, holy shit! You get 25 gold,
Oh, we in business, guys.
13 silver, and 5 copper.
Oh my god.
That's enough money to make somebody look for that.
Yeah, he's drunk right now.
He's real drunk. He's not gonna remember this in the morning.
I know.
I should have bought him another drink.
He was on the verge of getting evicted, Tomas. That was the rent money.
That's all meta, sir.
Yeah, don't tell them all that.
Okay.
But
Sitting pretty.
so yeah, you earned a bit of money just now.
Be smiley. go
but-
over my bed.
For the night, you all end up going to your own eventual rooms and taking it easy for the night. The night passes
Well,
roughly.
like I said, I'm gonna take a
Yeah.
first watch where I'm gonna just kind of like sit out in the hallway and make sure nobody comes up there. Question.
Answer.
Oh no, that's the other bar. I was gonna ask about the fighting ring, like if I heard all that, but that's the other bar, right?
That was the other bar.
Alright.
You saw it. You didn't take any questions to it at the
Yeah.
time. You did, it's the empty net.
Yeah.
Are you waking anybody up for a second shift?
Second
watch?
Yeah. I know that Tom's a little intoxicated, so I'm gonna wake up Pepper and signal.
Okay, so Pepper is going to go sit out in the hall and take the second shift, but the entire time he's just like taking everything out of his pouches and his various pockets that he has throughout him and just kind of sorting it all out and then just putting it all back. And
Okay.
I was just curious if you never sees the badge.
Perception
Okay,
or investigation,
okay, alright.
because you were actively searching into items.
Well, that's an 8, so Pepper probably still doesn't. It's in a pocket somewhere.
So yeah, you just kind of shift around. And you're just like, oh, that's that thing. Yeah, that's right, and you just kind of push it off out of your mind.
Yeah.
So
Pepper just knows what he has in his pockets generally.
So, no, he doesn't. So the night passes again fairly easily. All the drunk people kind of went home after, shortly before Hero's shift ended.
After they realize they can't pay the tab.
The guards are called the rest of the guards that can't pay their tab.
It's coming to about the end of your watch. Pepper, if you want to do anything, who you want to wake up, or if you're just going to take the rest of it.
Pepper's gonna wake Celine up and have her take the last watch because again, Tomas was intoxicated. He needs to sleep that off.
Alright. So,
Chug my flask of rum, okay?
so you go and you wake Celine up, and she
I'm sorry, I have an orc liver. Like it's just like it's about
the size of our heads.
Yeah, it's like a pig fetus.
That's
Like,
like-
it's just
that's
huge.
Why would you do that in my head?
That's canon now. Orc livers are pig fetuses.
So you go and you wake Celine up, and she comes out in just a simple white gown, and just kind of, what do you want, Pepper? What do you want?
Well, it's third watch. I know we're in a tavern, but Hero says that sometimes the unexpected happens when, and get this, you least expect it.
Okay, Pepper, I'll take third watch. Go to bed.
Okie dokie. And then he's gonna turn her off to bed and just like immediately pass out.
She walks out the room, kind of waits a second. I'm back to bed. Closes the door.
Meanwhile, there's an entire mob of people ready to murder. You know, no.
Again, that's not.
Yeah, it is.
The mimic that is outside.
So the night passes, nothing happens. Almost feels a little bit better after his multitude of drinks. Everybody's feeling a bit cotton-mouthed at the moment. But otherwise, you wake up and you hear kind of like aggravated noises. It's about, I'm gonna say, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning when y'all eventually rouse yourselves out of bed, either from a drunken stupor or just from staying up all night to take watch. Celine is already downstairs at the bar, and she looks like nothing's really bothering her at the moment.
Pepper's actually been awake for a while now, prepping his spells. He doesn't actually. He sleeps, but he wakes up a little before sunrise each morning, and with casting Hoodcraft, which is a spell I have.
I thought I had that spell.
Well, I don't know. Like, look, it's not normally a wizard spell, but the halfling subclass I chose has it. He reads by it. He prepares spells. That's all it does.
Okay.
Not really anything important.
So, as y'all kind of come down, Celine kind of sees y'all and goes, "Morning. hell of a storm out there, and as you kind of take a moment to listen in, there is definitely a storm going on outside. It's very strong wind, but the rain seems to be kind of just steady.
I guess, like, oh, gee, you guys, I guess that's why they call it a storm and warning.
I've never heard that phrase before, ever. However,
Neither have
I guess we're gonna have to go to the mansion tomorrow. I'm gonna go shopping. Pepper, stay here.
Do you normally shop when it rains? What?
I'd be careful, and she kind of yells out. Seems like most of the people in town are a bit in a bad mood. They got a poor catch because of the storm.
Oh,
No, doesn't look.
love will find a way. Tomas, wingman. I'm gonna go try to find Citrus in this shop.
I would indeed like to take a look around this town and see what wares they have to offer.
All right. So, you two definitely head out. What is Pepper gonna do?
Pepper News here was told to stay inside.
So, Pepper is going to annoy the rest of the tavern for the rest of the day. Just saying.
So Pepper News here, like any good little boy, is going to immediately go outside. And Pepper News is going to actually spend the entire day just kind of playing in the mud, and occasionally just like saying hi to people. He's just playing in the mud, having fun.
Okay.
Not really anything for him to do.
Okay. You'll roll me a Constitution check, and then the two of you, where are you going first, or what are you doing first?
Trying to find the tiefling shop.
Okay. Roll in investigation. What are you doing?
Being his wingman. I guess along the way I'm just kind of browsing and seeing what else town has to offer.
It's a 10.
But he did invite me to tag along with him, so.
It takes you a little while, but you do remember the general area she was in, and you kind of start looking around, and you see a snippet of her through a window, and you see she is actually in the building, the Faithful Quartermasters of Ayuz is the name of the building she is currently standing in.
I watch her in the rain for a little while, and then I go in.
That's not creepy.
Very nice.
Peter, a man of few words. What did you say you were doing? My bad.
He asked me to be his wingman and tag along. I was browsing the shops as we went, trying to see what's available. But
Okay,
yeah, we made it.
You see there's a general adventuring gear kind of shop. There's your general goods, farming, animal supply shops, leather hides, metal goods, wooden goods, just your general kind of every purpose shop is generally located around the center of the town.
Okay.
But as you two kind of come up, and he just kind of takes a dead stop all of a sudden, and you walk into his back, and you go, what? And you just see him staring into the window of the magic item shop, and you're just like, just that slight inhale of breath, just before he eventually walks into the building, a little hurriedly. Just
Hero, a moment.
Yes.
I should probably warn you, a woman such as this, might play hard to get, if you know what I mean.
You've met her? What's her name?
I do not know her name, but she seems like a very strong, independent woman, and, maybe tread carefully is all I mean, friend.
I lose my confidence and I go back to the tavern.
Oh, I feel bad.
Do you actually?
I mean, I start to. Tomas can stop.
Yeah,
But ultimately,
I think I will. It's like, hold a moment. If your heart desires this, then go for it, by all means.
I mean, there's magic items in there.
Indeed, we could very much browse these shiny wares.
Oh,
All about the shiny.
okay, I'm gonna look in my bag, see if I have any flowers. They're probably soaked and messy. Just
They're all kind of just kind of like they used to stand up straight, but now they're limped over.
maybe not that. All right, I'm gonna go to the shop.
All right. You go into the shop, and a nice little pleasant ding goes off as you enter. And Zendros kind of looks up and goes, "Welcome, welcome, welcome to the faithful quarters of Ayuz. How can I help you? I'm Zendros, the owner of this fine establishment."
Yes, I'd like to business.
That's what the shop is for.
What my friend means to say is what wonderful wares do you have to offer here? Might we have a browse?
Oh, of course you can. Plus, I also offer special services if you want special items. You know, it'll take a little bit, and there's a 50 gold coin retainer fee, but you know, that's normal. I've got a bag of holding over here. I got a potion of water breathing. I got a potion of invulnerability, a potion of invisibility, and a spell scroll of level 8.
Hold a moment. Did you say 50 gold retainer?
Oh, I did. That's it. Just if you know you want to get certain special items that I don't currently have in the shop, but that's all right.
But the wares currently available are up for,
Yes, they're up for.
Oh, indeed. Okay. Very well.
You smell nice.
How low did you say that?
Like very low, but I am an orc. I have a very deep, gravelly voice. I clearly said something.
She kind of goes. She kind of looks at you for a second, and goes.
I look at the
Shrugs.
orc.
She shrugs and goes, "What are you looking for today? Are you looking to buy something? Are you looking to get something? What do you want?"
With a retainer like that, if it's quite all right, I'd rather browse your wares. Might I have a look? You said you have a bag of holding?
Oh, I do, right there.
Oh, I see. And how much does this bag of holding hold?
How much does it hold? It's a 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot, so it's a 16 cubic feet. You know, it holds a lot.
And how much?
Much more than your handy haversack.
Very well. And how much is this going for?
Oh, you know, somewhere in the ballpark of 300.
I must have misheard you. For 300 copper, yes?
Oh, no. I deal in gold, boy. I deal in gold.
Oh.
Hero writes that down.
He just pulls out a scroll and a quill. Just
Learn to listen faster.
I am afraid that is a bit too rich for my blood at the moment. But, if you're interested, we're going to explore somewhere full of treasure and wonder, and, we might be able to cut you in on a %, should you forward this to me ahead of time. With a down payment, of course.
she looks you over. Let's see. Tabaxi. You're light on your hands, aren't you?
They call me Five Fingers for a reason.
You keep those hands where I see you.
Oh, indeed. I would never steal from one such as you.
Hold it back.
I would much rather keep these fingers, if you know what I mean.
I'd assume you would. Make a persuasion check.
It's gonna be an 8.
Prove yourself first. I'll give you a quest. You complete that quest and then we'll see.
And what is this quest you speak of, my lady?
I'll tell you later. It's a bit, stormy out. But if there's anything else you want to buy, go right ahead.
I start awkwardly laughing. Stormy, you're so funny and pretty.
She definitely heard that this time.
Yeah. Just keep looking at the floor. I know she's looking at me, but I won't look back.
Perhaps you would like a moment with the lady, hero? I could wait outside.
I whisper to you, you are the worst wingman.
That's not true. You see Pepper. Pepper does know how to sweep ladies off the feet, though.
Well,
With a broom.
Exactly. You gave away all the secrets.
business time is now, but bar time is later. That's all she said. So if you're not looking to buy anything, go ahead and go and leave.
And which bar is it I might stop by? That would be good.
Thomas, you redeemed yourself.
Usually I'm at the empty net at night. It's fun to watch the bar fights.
Yeah. Bar fights.
Are there wagers on such fights? I might know someone.
Anybody can sign up for those? I feel like this is the only way I'm ever going to impress her.
Well, nothing's legal with the bar fights, but if you're always willing to gamble a few coins, I can always go ahead and make a bet.
So they do indeed have wagers on said fights. Well,
Nothing's ever legal, but
that's quite all right. I've dabbled in a few bakeries, if you know what I mean. Leaves can't. You know what I mean.
I don't-
Perhaps we should go get some bread.
Deeply confused.
She looks at you just equally as confused, like, what?
Bar fights
Oh, I
and
missed them.
bakeries. There'd be flour everywhere. So it's terrible. I mean, there's like the blood pudding, but
In simpler terms, Hero, perhaps we should test your mettle at this empty net.
well, I look at Do we ever ask her name?
She said it, Zendros.
Zendros.
Yeah, she said it like 3 times.
Okay. Will you be there tonight?
Oh, when the shop closes down, of course I will.
I say, it's a date. And I walk out really
You kind of scratch my head and just follow out. I shall see you tonight, my lady.
I hope he plans on fighting. He might be better at it.
Pretend I didn't hear.
No, you didn't.
You ran out the store.
Yeah, you definitely did hear. Tomas heard, probably.
I'm too eager to catch up to him to say anything back. Maybe just a chuckle.
I think that went well.
Indeed, yes.
So you go running back to the Wicker Goat Inn, and both of you make a perception check. You with disadvantage because you're running as fast as you fucking can. You're just like no.
That's a 9.
9.
That's better than my 7.
Neither one of them. No, just these two. Neither one of them notice you just playing in the mud.
You asked me to make a Constitution saving throw for playing in mud.
Yeah.
I rolled. I don't remember exactly what, but it was above a 17.
It was above a 7. Okay.
Because it was like either 17 or higher. I don't know. I had it.
Because your
I forgot it.
spirits are so high, nothing can get you down right now.
So
No, it's
Where
more
was
clever
that
than you
when
say
I was talking to the girl?
that was all meta. That's why.
Fair.
So you walk into the tavern, and Celine just kind of sitting off in the corner, just reading a book at the moment. And the tavern seems to be filled with plenty of grumpy people, just stupid catches, just unhappiness in the general bay.
Okay.
That's a very happy atmosphere today.
I don't know what they're complaining about. I've got a date.
Indeed you do.
I'm gonna start like primping. Like trying to tighten up my belt, my armor a little bit, straighten my bun.
How busy is the bar?
Compared to what you saw yesterday, it's probably half that. So it's busy enough to say they've got work to do, but they generally have enough time to just goof off and do whatever the hell they want. The bars staff.
I'm gonna pipe up as loud as I can and say, "Why the long faces, friends? It might be raining outside, but there's plenty of joy to be had here. A drink on me for everyone." And I turn to the bartender. If you're the cheapest too.
Yes.
he kind of looks around and goes, "Gold to silver."
Can we rate that? What's the reaction like?
They seem to be in better spirits now. They're just like, "Ah, I got a free drink." Mix up for this, mix up for that.
I also would like to. Oh no. Go ahead.
All right. Pepper News here, as he's doing that, Pepper News are coming back in covered in mud and dripping wet. He's just gonna go, look guys, look what I found outside, and he's gonna make a small ball, ball appear in his hand, and he's gonna be like, oh no, and he's gonna close his hand and make it appear in his hand. And he's just gonna keep doing that, like, he thinks it's really cool.
What are you doing?
Press digitation, I can make an illusionary effect. That,
Okay.
You know, it fits within the size of my palm. But so basically, he's just doing it over and over again. He's just like, I don't even know.
Are you
He's doing it. He's it's
performance check?
Yeah.
Performance check.
The dumbest
What
performance in the world.
Let's see if
I
anybody's
like
strong
to
enough
talk
to
to
be
bartender,
amused.
so I'll wait.
Oh my god. Is it? Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a 15.
I was like, I thought that was some
No, people are like, hey, nice magic trick. You're a wizard, so nice magic trick.
Oh, jeez, I can tell just by looking at me. They see right through me.
Indeed, a fine trick, friend, but perhaps you could also use a bath.
He better use the bath or else I'm kicking him out.
As he says, well, not as he says that, but as Tomas says that, Pepper User uses the cantrip screwcraft, and a small flame appears over his head just for like half a second. He's like, that's a great idea. And he's like, trying to walk to him. He's having a great time. Pepper User is like a kid. Imagine being a kid again, and just honestly, he just had that much fun in the mud.
So Hero wants to go.
I'm going to intimidate the park again. Hey guys, another round! And I'm going to buy a round of the cheese over everybody, but I say it like that. I think I'm being just as enamoring and charming as Tomas.
Okay, that's an intimidation check.
It's a 30-20.
People's mouths are shaking.
Drink! But I am going to turn to the bartender and be like, okay, so there's that other tavern. They've got the bar fights.
Oh, the empty net.
Yeah. So anybody could join those fights. Anybody can.
Yeah, anyone. As long as you don't pick the wrong person.
Cool. Hey guys, you guys want to get in fights?
It sounds like a great
Who did-
place
okay,
to-
who did
I
you
just
say
kind
that
of
to?
shouted over, but I'm looking over towards. I imagine Pepper's like sort of walking by to go to the bathroom. This time it's awesome. Sort of looking over my shoulder in their general direction, but I just say it very loudly.
Oh god.
By the way, when Pepper User like leaves to go take a bath, he actually just goes around the corner and starts taking precipitation all over himself to clean himself up, and then comes back as quickly as possible because he's excited to just go back on his performance. But as I assume as he comes back, because it doesn't take very long to do that, he hears that
It's a foot by 1 by 1 cubic square
which is only like 3
patch.
foot tall.
Yeah, so it's just like you have to go like.
Yeah.
So, he said it as you were heading back that way to go get cleaned up.
Oh, okay.
And several other people heard you say that, and they're kind of looking at you a little nervously.
For money, we're gonna go fighting for money tonight at another bar. I'm sure I noticed that people are looking at me like trying to start a fight.
You see a few guards kind of like.
Yeah, I forgot this is a bar full of guards.
Just kind of like. Just kind of. So.
Maybe pipe it down a little bit there, you know? I don't think everyone's supposed to know about Fight Club.
My bad, guys. But yeah, you guys want to go get some spice?
I am very much interested.
I just feel like if I get paired up with one of you guys, it would, maybe do me the honor of taking a fall so I look really good in front of the lady.
I don't think you'll have any trouble with that, my friend. Have you had a look at yourself?
Yeah, I'm like so. I bruise very easily.
Oh my god.
Hero has no idea of his own strength. He genuinely does not.
Let us try your own luck, but should your luck be failing me, friend, I will do you that honor.
Good Thomas.
But this is a good opportunity to earn some coin.
I'm gonna look over there. Pepper, you wanna get in a fist fight tonight?
Oh boy, you're lying! Oh no. That's a little business!
Pepper usually is gonna strike up a pose and you just.
Celine's just gonna. Don't get arrested. And she stands up and walks up to her room.
I'm an orc. We don't get arrested. We get lynched.
She kind of goes,
Is that a type of? I think that's a type of jelly, isn't it?
I'm trying to feel how mature Hero is right now.
Lychee jelly, by the way, is what Pepper New Series referring to.
I'm just gonna, yes, we get a jar of jelly pepper. I don't want him to think that he'll be killed at any given moment. I don't want to take the innocence away.
All we get is burned at the stake.
so,
Did you say
Or
steak?
chase.
so
You know,
eventually,
I could go for a bite to eat too. I'm kind of hungry now that you mention it.
Indeed. Bite to eat and then make our way over to the fights.
Sounds good.
all right. So you all get a small meal into you, and you make your way to the empty net. Currently, the crowd's a bit bigger than it was in the Wicker Goat. Everyone make a perception check.
I'm looking specifically for Xandros. I got a 10.
I rolled a 13.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, indeed.
I see all.
He
Very
hears all.
perceptive cat.
You do spot out Zendros. She's very easy to see. She is a red tiefling, so she's very easy to catch. But Pepper, you hear mixtures of words, just like something about bakeries, something about mom and pop shops, just random conversations that don't make any sense to you. So you're just kind of like, whatever. Speaking thieves' cant yourself, you actually hear some talk going on around the town in the bar, and some of it's talking about goods being delivered to different places, picking up some goods, and you get the sense that this might be the place for smugglers like yourself. So,
Alright. I guess Hero's gonna go looking for where you can sign up for fights.
so
But it's gonna be very obvious that he's not looking at Xandros. He's gonna neg her.
so you walk up to the barkeep and just go, "Where fights?"
Essentially, yes.
And he kind of goes, what kind of what kind of dough are you looking to get?
The greatest dough of all, the love of a woman.
You hear him say that, and you kind of get the figure that he means. What kind of earnings are you trying to get?
Right. Yeah,
Come
no,
up
I,
behind him, your finest sourdough, if you know what I mean. And I slide like 20 gold pieces over to him.
He slides it
I
back.
don't like sourdough though.
That's the
I'm a
entry
fucking
fee.
nickel guy myself.
I like.
In Thieves' Cant, he's talking to you now. That's the entry fee, and he got 5 rounds. How far are you thinking he's gonna make it? Cause I got boys, but he's a big boy.
Have you
I don't
seen my
like
friend's
truffle
hound?
bread.
I believe he will make it all the way.
Do you have any sort of like,
Thieves can't know.
no. I'm thinking of like way to like poison people.
Oh,
Why do you think I would have that?
Because you're peppered, you're sir.
Technically, yes, I could.
I want you to just start poisoning the kegs, Pepper. Like just everybody's drinks.
We start in 10 minutes.
Boys. Wait, are you telling me to do that like, in character?
So you see,
like,
you
just
see
when they
several
walk
people
in,
kind of start form a circle. You start seeing people form a circle in the middle of the room, and you see a couple people actually take off towards both the doors in the rooms.
Wait, Rick, are we all still participating, or is it just me?
So first, just Pepper News is 100% gonna participate. He just doesn't understand what's going on. He thinks he's participating. How about I put it that way?
Yeah.
Unless you sign me up, I don't. I'm not gonna sign
Literally
myself up.
just send a bureau.
Yeah.
He doesn't know it yet.
Real quick though, I know they're leaving, but like Pepper News sees that. Were they drinking anything? Are they continuing to drink?
People are continuing to drink, but the people.
the people that are going to the fights is specifically what I'm asking.
Oh, no, they're stopped. They're not drinking.
They're
No.
not drinking at all.
But you don't also know exactly who is fighting or not. You just see people gathering for a fight.
I hand Pepper a little knife. No, I told you that.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna be like, Pepper's not gonna do that. He's going to be terribly upset by that. No, okay, so Hero has instructed Pepper to help him in the fights. Pepper doesn't really quite know how to do that, but he does know that he wants to help his buddy. So he's gonna go around to as many people as he can and just go, "Hey there, would you like me to just help you out with that drink? I can make it a little bit stronger for you if you'd like."
Make 3 persuasion checks while you
Roll for initiative. Jesus. No, go ahead.
you are brought to the center of the ring, and you are met by a burly human who he's standing there just kind of shirt off, just.
I'm gonna take my hood back, show my glorious man bun that I prepared especially for my date. Drop the top part of my kimono, like revealing just this huge scarred torso. I'm 7 feet tall, and I pull my sword out, but I leave the scabbard on, and I take the combat stance.
Hey, no weapons! No weapons!
That was not told to me. I was told this is only legal, which means this is legal.
My friend, no, you misunderstand. This is a hand-to-hand fight.
Nobody said that.
Indeed, that is my fault.
Your boy better lose the weapon or he loses the match!
I will keep it safe for you if you want me to hold it for you. Please, the crowd is watching. Your woman wants to see you fight.
Okay. I'll take off my bow too, and I can give it all to us. So I take like a slap boxing pose. I don't know hand in hand.
I'm gonna look at you
Roll
and give
initiative.
you a wink and a thumbs up. Like,
Real quick though, I did roll above an 11. What I imagine is going on is that they're going, no, it's like I didn't really even care. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, they kind of look at you and go, well, we watched the fight!
Oh, I'll try for the next one. And
My
then,
initiative is 14.
and then right before the first fight starts, Pepper Newster's gonna go kind of to the side of, like you can just barely see Pepper Newster's head pop out, and he's gonna put out both thumbs up at Hero. He's just go,
I'm gonna be like slap boxing pose.
he's like sweating.
He's sweating heavily.
Pepper Newster knows he didn't do anything, but he's like,
So you two, you and the guy walk up to each other and he goes, whack! Kind of cocks you upside the head. Takes.
It's on now.
You're going to take 2 points of damage.
Okay, that's not great.
Your turn.
It's my turn. I does a 17 hit.
Yes. We're just gonna roll. We're just gonna roll damage.
Oh. Well, I don't have unarmed
It's a
proficiency.
it's a D4 half.
D4 half.
D4 half.
Do I add my strength modifier to that?
Yes.
here's the D4.
Thank you. 'Cause I think they're all
All at the bottom of the
at
mic.
So it's going to be 5 damage.
So 5 damage. You just whack full hand slaps him across the face with the handle on.
So, like, just to give you kind of an idea of how this fight's going to go, I rolled a 2, half to 1, plus 4.
oh gosh.
Fucking jump!
I Hey, we could stop anytime.
Yeah, hero!
Takes another strike at you. Hits you square in the shoulders. And just like 1 point of damage. Just like,
Okay, I'm at 9.
no.
That's another 5 damage.
Just another slap across the face. Just. He kind of crawls out of the ring.
I go, that's what I thought.
I'm
We
gonna
go
run over,
essential.
grab his arm, and hold it up. Ha ha! The victor! Who is strong enough to take him?
Another guy gets up.
I'll take him. I'll take him. All right. All right. All right.
Wait,
Let's go.
do I get a short rest?
Well, you better be ready for this. And
I'm
roll
gonna-
initiative.
Okay.
I'm gonna nudge him and be like, hero, your lady is watching.
Oh, shit. 18.
18. You get the first strike.
Okay.
He goes for a strike, but you're just like,
Wait, so would I round up?
what?
I got a 3, so it's 1.5. Would I round up?
You round down. 1 plus.
Okay, so like unless I get a 4, it's gonna be 5 damage.
Just another kind of like, way back off.
No. Okay, I got you.
And that's another one.
Okay.
Caught off guard, he kind of
Ow!
jabs you in the tit. Just
Damn it. So it'll be another 5 damage, but this time I kick him in the shin.
Scheiße. Well, 1 point of damage.
Ow! Stop it! Damn it. Another 5.
He goes down too.
Asshole fucking hard.
He gets up and walks out the ring.
Why?
How's that help looking?
Yeah, it's 7.
Walk over and hold his hand up again. Truly, this man is unstoppable. Is anyone a worthy fight for him?
Please don't go heavily on hands.
He stands up. Another dude stands up and walks into the ring. I'm the running champ. Let's see what you got, orc boy.
I'm gonna lean to you. Please do not let me down, friend. A lot of money is at stake.
I take out the bottom half of my robe and I stand there completely naked. Intimidation.
Intimidation check. And then roll.
Oh god.
It's gonna be 13.
Okay.
Initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, 13 inches? I got a nat 1 off initiative.
Oh shit.
He gets the first strike. He's like, oh god, no! Takes a punch. And does 1 point of damage. Just kind of tries to sock you in the throat, but he gets your chin. Just hit me.
It like chips a nail in my tooth.
Nobody fights
Yes,
big.
finally 6 damage.
What are you doing?
Just
Slap
yeah.
The hand of
You
God.
know what? I'm gonna gooba stop him. I'm gonna jump 6 feet in the air and just gooba stop him.
So you jump up a bit and you just actually, instead of being able to actually Google something, you just kind of kick him in the chest, and he falls back a little bit. He comes running back at you and does another point of damage.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm at 5.
I am having these damages, and I'm just like, fuck.
So that's another 5 damage.
Another 5?
Yes.
So that was 6 and then 5, okay.
Yeah, so it's 11 so far. Can you imagine they let me use my sword? Jeez.
Was it your turn to strike this time? Or
No, it's your turn.
Okay. You're taking another 1.
Okay, I'm at 4. No, 5. 4?
4.
Yes, I'm at 4 now. I'm looking a little hurt.
just a bit, but you know your buddy's not looking too good himself.
I'm gonna very obviously say, Salih, do you think you could secretly heal me? And then I'm gonna punch him in the
yell
face.
that, and it's just like you get no response.
Yes. That's gonna be another 6.
Whack! 17 points. He falls on one knee for a minute. Yes. I got you. I got your ass, boy. I got
got these nuts. And I grab myself.
He goes,
I'm finally giving it to the bloodlust.
he closes his eyes like, no! Takes another punch at you, and that's another one.
Okay. I'm at 3. Another 5.
Whack! Just
He starts falling.
Alright, guys, I think that's enough for me. I'm here till. I'm leaving. I don't even put my rope back on. I just sort of swing it back over my shoulder, like, oh, this is dumb.
And you hear,
Close down! Oh, Jesus. Oh, shit. Wait,
as you're just like, wait, what? A couple guards come walking in, and already everybody's kind of gone back to their seats. Somebody's already pulled off the other couple bloody people.
still fully naked.
The guards walk in.
Jesus Christ.
Or no,
I'm gonna Taylor. Oh, you're just in time for the bachelorette party. Yeah, bleeding profusely from my veins.
boy, I'm gonna have to ask you. And he puts his hand, so he's just like covering it. I'm gonna need you to put your clothes on. Please, put your clothes on.
I'm gonna go collect my money for the show real quick. I'm gonna I'm gonna put the robe on, but I'm not gonna tie it. I'm gonna walk over to the bartender, like, alright, pleasure doing business with you, and I hold my hand out.
He goes. He kind of like starts slipping something the other way away from you.
I pick it up. I leave.
Alright, have you put on any of your clothes?
I mean, it's on, but I'm tying it as I'm going, I'm gonna look over for a second or something, and then I'm gonna leave. Yeah, it's an impression. I think I got this one to us.
So,
Stirring performance indeed.
yeah, as you're trying to walk away, the guards kind of be like, "Please be completely covered before you leave."
Start tying up, doing it like a full kimono fashion building. It takes a little bit to start putting my plate on, my half plate back on. It takes a while.
And they're gonna sit there until then. So while Hero is going ahead to put on his stuff, we are gonna go ahead and go to break. We will be gone for roughly 20-30 minutes. We'll be back shortly. Thank you guys for joining us. Welcome back. We are playing Ghosts of Saltmarsh D&D. We have just come back from our break after a certain orc fighter has caused a scene in a bar by having a few brawls with a couple of customers and then getting completely naked to fight out the rest of the battle. So let's get back into it where he's dealing with the police at the moment.
I did it for love.
You mutter as you start putting back on all your equipment, and the guards are just like, I don't care why you did it. You were naked, and I should take you to the stocks, but I just want this done because I don't want to see any more orc penis. So just continue putting on your dressing gown.
I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna comply. Jesus.
What are the rest of you doing?
I am going to seek out Azindros. I know she was sitting over there, and I feel like I've been kind of in the shadows up to this point. I did. Oh shit! I guess not. I was holding hero stuff, so. I guess I'm helping my naked orc friend. Just handing him piece after piece of armor until he's clothed.
While they're doing that, Pepperneers here isn't necessarily going for anything valuable of sorts, but he is walking around the crowd, and just a random thing he's going to pick up and take. And you can tell me what it is. I don't care. He's
Make
gonna
a sleight of hand check.
That's a 19.
19.
Not natural, but 19.
You're walking by. You're walking by somebody, and somehow you were able to swipe their keys as you walked by, but you just kind of like put it in your pocket before you even realize what you're doing.
Okay, all right. I've got some keys.
Random person's keys from a bar.
It could be anything.
All right, I think I guess I'm done getting dressed. So I just want to do anything before I go take a very long nap.
What's the walk called?
The empty net.
Hero, before we leave, a moment, but surely we should enjoy the fine ales here after a performance like that. You deserve a drink on me.
If he wants a drink, he can do it back in his room, wherever that is.
Very well. I believe I left something. I will escort him up there. Give me but a moment. I'm gonna go over to Zendros and act like I'm trying to pick something up and be like, about that job. We're going to get a room upstairs.
A room here?
Where we at? I mean, it's another tab.
Upstairs at the Wicker Goat.
I don't know where that's at.
Yes, and meet you there. Give her directions on the room.
Shirley knows where it's at. She literally
The
just
room.
told you that.
They said the room. The room.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so she doesn't walk into Celine's and go, "What the? You're really a half elf?"
Yeah, so, oh, yeah, yes, I found it. I'm gonna hold up just my pouch and just put it away. Alright, shall we, my friend?
Yes.
Sorry to trouble you, officers.
As y'all walk out the bar, a couple of the officers trail behind you just a few feet, just making sure you make your way back to. I don't know. Are you?
Oh, jeez, guys! Can you believe it? Hero won the whole thing! He is the bestest! You guys gotta get stronger! You can't hit as hard as he can!
He's gonna just keep
Going.
pumping him up. Yeah.
It's slang. I did ballet in the larger cities. I'm just a
You hear
traveling.
that, guys? If you do ballet, you can hit harder!
Oh my god.
The guards are just walking behind you, just shaking their
He's
heads.
just gonna run between us. He's like,
Can I make a perception check to see if they know exactly what happened?
That's an insight check. please.
Insight?
Yes.
That's a net 20.
They know exactly what's going on. They're kind of looking at you like, "We fucking know what you're doing in there."
This is their first
They're-
rodeo.
this isn't the first time. It's a known secret. We just let it happen, and when it gets out of hand, we come and we break it up. But none of that is said. They're just kind of like, with a sly little smile on their face.
Thanks, Pepper. I hand him a soggy flower.
Okay, so wait, this flower, what
It's
kind
soggy.
of flower is it?
It's just like.
And when I say that, I mean, does it have a seed on it? Is it like, is it one that like has?
It's just a roadside flower. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
those.
like-
It's just one of those ones that grow in your yard out of nowhere.
Okay, I'm gonna use Druidcraft to make it like flourish a little bit more.
He goes from being like completely limp to
It's
In
just
the
like
rain.
Hero! He's my hero!
I love you, Pepper.
That's why he was named that way. A ghostly voice recalls in your head.
For all of us,
I shudder.
we all excited. Pepper was gonna be super excited, guys.
My friends, we need to go drinking together more often. This has been quite an adventure.
Now that you mention it, I'm kind of parched.
It's a good thing we're heading back to another tavern.
You really want to be kind of alcoholics. That's all we seem to go to.
What else is there?
Well, I mean, there's plenty of fine establishments. You know what? I don't know.
As you finish up your conversation, you walk into the Wicker Goat for an evening's rest.
I want to see what I picked up from the bartender, like what he gave me.
He gave you a small pouch with a few coins in it. In total, it's about 20 gold pieces. And you never picked up your money. You just walked out.
I did. I'm gonna have to go back.
That was his winnings. That wasn't.
I'm gonna have to go back.
I give it to Tomas because I thought he was my entry fee. Like, wow, this sucks. Here.
So, and inside the pouch is also something you kind of recognize. It has to do with thieves. It's a small little like coin. It's a small coin, but it bears an insignia that you kind of recognize to be associated with like a thieves guild.
Oh. I look at Pepper like, hey, I'll trade you for something else shiny.
Hero, if I could, would you mind if I
a
took
whole
it?
lot of shiny? Pepper doesn't know he has it.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any shiny things. And I'm gonna kind of search through my stuff real quick.
Investigation.
Yeah.
But did you hear what Tomas was saying?
No. I was like, Hero, if I could, would you mind if I held on to that, friend? What do I have here? Let's start digging through my pockets.
What's a 10? Just FYI.
10.
I'll trade you a gold piece for it.
Make a.
But is it as shiny as? And I pull out like the small piece of rope that I was trying to. You know?
I got a nat 1. Whatever you're asking me to roll, I got a nat 1.
It was gonna be an insight check. So yeah.
When I see Pepper's...
You kind of get the idea that maybe that's a bit more valuable, the gold piece.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Is it like from another country? Like, I mean, it's gold.
You could say
I don't wanna keep
it's in the language of my people. I would very much like to have it if that's quite alright.
Yeah. I'll take the 1 gold piece.
One gold piece in exchange for just a coin.
No, wait,
Hey,
is this a
but,
stolen gold
like-
piece?
Who can tell?
Who can tell whether a gold piece is stolen or not? Surely not I.
You can't in Skyrim.
So as y'all are having this conversation, Celine comes down, kind of wondering. She was finally like, okay, I need to go check on those guys, and she sees y'all down there, and just like, oh hey. She sees the guards. Oh hey.
I'm covered in blood still.
Celine, we didn't even get arrested, and these nice guards walked us all the way here. Aren't they so nice? You guys are nice.
You realize that's called being escorted?
Yeah, it was a great escort. That's the word I'd use too. They did a commanding job. They made sure we got here, and we didn't tarry anywhere. They wouldn't even let me run off. They did just like you do.
She walks over to the guards, just, and then she starts striking up a conversation with them to figure out what the fuck is going on.
I'm gonna wait to see if she'll heal me. I have 3 HP.
Standing there with a flower
Hero, let's get you washed up upstairs and get you in a nice soft bed, and I'll try and put some bandages on. Celine seems kind of preoccupied with the nice guard. She's probably telling them they did a good job, just like I did already. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'll make sure you're okay. And Pepper Nears here has like a roll of bandages that he's kind of half pulled out of his bag, but he's got a maniac grin on his face, like he.
Can I roll perception to see if these bandages are clean?
Go ahead.
That's gonna be 16.
Not really.
Do you want me to roll anything?
Not really. Like they're not in the best shape, but they're
not
they're
bad.
usable.
It's not, yeah, they're usable. But the maniacal grin is mostly because Pepper News here is currently imagining you as Mummy.
I've never been one to turn down aid. I guess I'll go with Pepper up to the room.
You can tell he's clearly rolled around in the mud with these.
Oh yeah, I have actually.
Exactly why it was. I said they're usable.
Well, I mean, technically, I cast prestidigitation all over myself, so.
I mean, they're not torn, so.
Well, no, things do. What radius, please?
No, yeah.
They're disinfected, so they're probably not the cleanest.
They're clean. They're not disinfected anymore because you rolled around in the mud. So it's a trade-off.
It's a trade-off. All right, so can I roll a medicine check to see how much I can potentially heal him for?
Go ahead. What were you doing, Thomas?
Oh.
I'm at war with myself on that.
14.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna retire early. I'm expecting company.
You regain 2 points of health from Pepper trying to heal you.
It's like, okay, now pull this straight, and now bend this, and this bandage goes around twice, and this one goes around 3, and then over
Celine
here.
comes up
And
after a time, and
you're
she
like
goes,
dying, kind of like,
she just, Pepper, go to bed, I got this, and
okie dokie.
she starts unraveling the mummified state of Hero, and just,
That was a gift.
that's nice, Hero, and casts Cure Wounds on you, and that is going to, that's not a D8, that is a D10. She's going to do 4 plus 1 plus some other, because she's a half elf. 7 points. 7 points of damage.
I'm back to full.
Yay. Lol. Lol.
Alright.
So, a fight, really?
They
A fight?
paid me very well. I mean, well, I paid, Tomas paid 20 gold, and they gave me 20, and then they gave me this weird coin. I think we just paid for the privilege to fight. But, I think we did really well.
You did?
I did it for love.
Let's go to bed. Let's talk about the mission in the morning. And then we'll set off. Cool. And she walks out the room.
I'm gonna take first watch again.
About 2 hours pass before eventually you,
When he's taking first watch, can I just kind of slip out and go back to the bar, try to collect my winnings?
are you being sneaky or are you not being sneaky?
I'm just gonna walk out and say, I'm going out, I'll be back.
You,
Do you need a friend? I mean, you've been such a good wingman to me.
Oh,
I feel bad if you were alone and it's dark out. It's scary.
Oh, it's quite alright. You see us tabaxis, we can see very well in the dark.
I see good in the dark. I just,
No,
I don't want you to be alone. Those guards were scary.
I should be just fine, Joy. Do not worry about me. I will return soon. Please watch over our friends and rest your wounds.
I'm gonna take second watch too.
Oh.
I'm just so like worried about you.
so as, how long into his shift were you going to do this? Or pretty much immediately?
I think pretty much right away. I sit up there and I think for a minute. I was like, gosh, dang it, they have my money.
Like, I don't know, how long does it take him to do this?
It'll take a minute.
Like, I mean, like, how long is second shift? Like roughly about halfway through second shift, Pepper is used to waking up and wakes up, so that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Is
I'll
it-
let you know.
Okay, yeah, alright, cool.
I'll
That's
let you
what I
know.
figured out.
All right. So you immediately go down and you head out the doors, and you see a couple guards just standing outside the jailhouse across it and go, "Hello there, boy. Kinda late for you to be out, isn't it?"
Oh, indeed. I am simply on my way back to my other room.
Roll a deception check.
Other room.
That's what you just told me.
Call me out.
Oh.
17?
I mean, if you paid for it. Just be quick.
Indeed. Thank you. You have a wonderful night.
Don't cause any more trouble.
I wouldn't dream of it.
So you
Squints off into the night.
yeah, you run off to the empty net, and the crowd there is diminished quite a bit, but the people that Hiro has beaten up are there kind of attending to their wounds, kind of like fucking hang
The size of my face.
Like, printed on them.
I got the hand of Sauron.
Just yeah, big ass organ. One guy's got footprints in his chest.
You walk in, and immediately the barkeep goes, "You got a hell of a fighter."
I told you.
Except he slaps more than he did fight.
I didn't say his methods were conventional, but his power is undeniable, yes. I would not want to face him.
He took down a few of our guys,
And about that, I believe you owe me something?
I believe I do. And he kind of reaches under it, and he goes, "There you go." Quite a hefty sack for what it is. And it's you look inside and you count about a 45 gold.
I'm pimping you out. Pepper is pimping you out from now on.
So
I thank you very much for
Plus
this.
you've got the 20 gold I've got.
in Thieves' Cants, he starts speaking to you. Are you looking for any kind of work? You and your mate.
Also back in Thieves' Camp. What kind of work do you have in mind?
We could always use a bit more muscle in the area. We've got a few investments that need to be secured.
I do believe that's a line of work I might be able to help in. With the help of my friend, of course.
Oh, I'd definitely be paying for the both of you, not just one of you. But you seem to be the one who talks more.
You might say that. I'm good with my hands in other ways, if you catch my meaning.
Kind of reaches back and touches like his backside. Still there.
I see you know about the 5-finger discount.
We got a few of our own who do that. But got a question first. What brings you to the area?
Oh, well, my business is not very liked in the area, but we are seeking a haunted mansion of sorts, primarily.
I
But I am seeking a fortune, if I must be honest.
I wouldn't go near the manor. It's haunted. But it's your own. I have other jobs if you're willing. But
If there is coin, I believe I could maybe make exceptions.
I'll get you a when my boss comes in, I'll give on you a call.
We will be staying at your competition over across the way. The Wicker Goat, I believe.
We'll call on you.
Indeed. Oh, and for these men here who had the misfortune of fighting my friend, please get them a cup of your finest rum, and I'll slide them 3 of the gold he just gave me. You have a good night.
It's not the finest, but they'll get it on.
I think they need it.
One guy goes, "Thank you," as you walk out.
I'm counting my coins. No, thank you. Alright.
So, make a perception check.
18.
18.
Some
You
point
definitely
today.
notice that some of the guards in the area are keeping a closer eye on you as you're walking about the streets. You did cause a scene, essentially, so they're kind of watching you as you make your way back to the Wicker Goat. But something else catches your eye as someone darts off towards the Wicker Goat behind the guards' gazes.
I think I want to follow that person.
So you're gonna just like dip behind the guards. Just like, "Whoop." They're gonna.
Try? Can I do a stealth?
You can try. Do a stealth check. You can always try.
10?
As you try to take a detour down one of the alleyways, the Wicker Goats, back that way. Yeah. I know you're new in town,
my
but
shoe, which I'm clearly not wearing. Oh, sorry. I get a little turned around. I've had a little to drink tonight.
right. Just make it back to you. Make it back to your room.
Is it this way, right? Yeah, yes, this way.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll head that way.
Good. You head back to the wicker goat as you see a female figure dart into the inn. And at this time, this is when you standing watch upstairs. You see Zindros come into the bar.
Stand up really straight. Like,
You were sitting down on a chair that was just sitting out in the hall, just knocking the chair over.
Yeah. Good evening, my lady.
Evening. It's fine.
Thank you. I hope I showed my honor.
You definitely showed your honor. I will say that much. Your friend mentioned he was willing to take a job. Are you in the same boat?
Whatever you desire.
Oh, goodness.
It shall be done.
There's something I want y'all to take care of. It's a boat. It's headed into the coast soon, and it doesn't need to be in the coast soon. So I'll have y'all take care of that soon.
I don't understand. Are they lost?
Make a intelligence check.
Oh, good. Because as an orc, I have -2 to intelligence.
Oh, this is gonna be glorious.
And I rolled a 2. Like, I'm not even gonna bother looking at them.
It's just a straight intelligence check. What is your intelligence score? Okay, so
Yeah, I
yeah,
got a 2.
you got a 2.
Because you got me interviewed.
You just
Yeah, like, I do it for love. Yeah. Are they lost?
They will be. I'll send you some more information. But remember, you owe me. And she tosses you something.
You could just tell me your favorite color.
I wear it on my face all day, boy.
I pull out a red flower.
Thanks. And she walks out as you walk in. Just like, oh, cat boy, talk to your friend. And walks out.
Very well. Hero!
Is still standing there, just like holding a small bag.
My friend, are you quite alright? It looks like you've seen a ghost.
You can't do that.
Well, I'm so sorry. That was insensitive of me.
Could you imagine? I don't like being stuck up on. Like going through puberty with ghost repairs. They pop in through the wall. It just.
Oh, I am so sorry.
She gave me
Many an awkward moment, I'm sure.
I'm gonna smell whatever she threw at me. I'm just gonna smell it. I'm gonna goggle and look at it.
It smells faintly of leather.
My friend, what,
Associate all leather with the love of my life.
my friend, what is that you're holding?
I have no idea. I'm gonna open it.
You open it up and it's just an empty bag.
Great.
Oh, I know what it is.
No,
Hero
I know-
has
I know
no
what it was.
idea, but I know what it is.
Oh no.
Like, it's just an empty bag. I mean... Alright, can I roll a raw intelligence check again to see
Yes.
if I recognize it as the bag Tomas picked up earlier? I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, man.
It's just a bag.
I'm going to keep
It's just
it
a small bag.
as a gift. I'm gonna you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take all of my flowers, I'm gonna put it into the bag so I can make like a little bag base.
Just as each flower you try to put in there just disappears.
It's
Disappears.
eating my flowers.
Disappears.
Like she has devoured my heart.
You start singing. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me.
Just what number am I on? This is my bag. This was a gift from the love of my life. I'm keeping it.
So you have sat there and watched as he just threw flowers in it one after the other. Just
All right. My friend, but back to business. The lady Zendros, I noticed you talking to her. She referred me to talk to you.
Yeah,
What was it you talked about?
She said there was a boat that was lost, and we need to set it back on course.
Indeed, is that all she said?
She said she would give more details at another time, which tells me second date, so I was right. This was fantastic.
And it sounds like you've made quite the impression, but I am intrigued.
She said I showed a lot of honor.
That you did. A lot. Yes, but did she give you any further instructions or any clue as to when we might converse more of this?
Stupid hero.
Oh, do not be so hard on yourself, friend. You took many a blow today.
Mom said you should always be... That's true. Mom said you should always pay attention to what a lady's saying, otherwise you'll never get a good wife. Oh. Well, it's your watch. I'm gonna go to my room.
That is quite
You
all
hear
right.
very loud orcish sobbing.
Immediately.
The barkeep downstairs starts cleaning furiously on the stuff he has and kind of goes into the back rooms.
Starts spitting into mugs.
That's what I was taste.
Little awestruck. I'm just gonna kind of follow him up there, shaking my head. And I'm gonna go to the same room he's in. I want to kind of sit over and watch him. Like, it's okay, buddy.
So the night passes for you to falling into a crying sleep.
I want to stop you right there. When he passes out, I want to see if I can get a hold of that bag. Take a look at it.
Okay.
Break your arm. There is no ifs or buts about it.
I'm hoping I fell off the sleight of hand. I just want to look at it. Oh, good.
Pepper, you woke up in the middle of the night. You felt like you saw something, like you were dreaming something. You're just
Pepper just goes back to... No, Pepper's just waking up for second shift. So he was like gonna wake up halfway through it and then go out and be like, no, he's standing watch. And he's just gonna sit down and just take his watch. And he's gonna, again, go try and wake up Celine. She's not gonna do anything, but he's gonna go to sleep. It's a part of the ritual. Even if he figured it out, he doesn't care.
so. After you hear him going to.
I'm just rubbing his back. Oh, it's quite alright, friend.
Do a sleight of hand check. What did you pass? Wait, I have your passive.
I do want to say that I definitely fell asleep like clutching the bag. I know that I'm not trying to like meta that. I really feel that's what hero would do.
I know, that
Just
makes
hold
perfect
the bag.
sense for him.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, no.
Just roll.
Oh, 23?
You slowly slip in and out an item into his hands real fast.
One finger.
You should give him your bag. You stole that guard's bag.
Maybe that's not a bad idea. Let me do a little switcheroo just so I can look at it.
So, make an Arcana check.
Oh, goodness. 14.
14. It's definitely a magic bag, and you've seen this bag before earlier today.
That's a bag of holding.
It's a bag of holding.
Oh!
On loan.
Ooh.
Nothing in it except for flowers.
Except for flowers.
So I just examine inside. I don't see anything. Right?
You open it up and it's just a dark space.
Okay, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna try to slip it back into his hands.
Sleight of hand check.
Oh my god.
God,
If it
this
was a
is-
long bag, you'd be mad and think that he was trying to steal.
Dirty 20.
Alright, you slip it back in and without a hero ever noticing a thing.
The smell was off for a little bit last night, but this is my back.
I hear like a break in the snore.
So you all go back to your respective room. You take your second watch. You try to get Celine to take third watch, but she doesn't. And you wake up to the next morning, and it's the clouds are just as thick as they were while it was raining, but it is not raining anymore. The wind it's a light wind now instead of as strong as it was yesterday. Shut up. And so, you resident 13-year-old.
Sorry, I'm thinking of something else.
Okay.
I was like, no, just go ahead.
Strong wind is what I thought you were thinking.
No. Go ahead.
So, as you all come to, Celine's already down at a table eating a small meal, and just, morning. We gonna get to it today?
Yeah, let's go, guys.
As I come down, I have my shirt like slightly popped open, and I've fashioned the pouch into a necklace. I'm very proud of it. Like, yes, today's the day. We do.
Alright, let's go, guys.
Indeed, I suppose we probably should.
So what all do we know about this place?
But it's haunted.
I know that much as well.
And there is an abundance of food. I mean, rats there. That yes.
And one
We
guy
know-
said we'd get our buttholes tickled.
Oh, you said it before I could.
Again, friends, are we sure we want to go here? Now that I think about it.
That's
I take my pouch, kiss it,
disconcerting.
and go, yes, for honor.
She looks at you and goes, I have no idea what that means, but we were paid for a job. So,
Indeed.
Let's go, it's an adventure.
Yeah.
that's exactly what you hear as you walk up.
Oh, it's like the
Our little
the
friend
space-
speaks
the
the
space
truth.
pulse things. Ding 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 ding. But yes.
I would like to make a brief stop along the way, if that's quite all right.
Oh.
As long as it doesn't take too long.
Oh no, not at all. I'm gonna go back to the empty net and leave the barkeep a note in Dave's camp for Lady Zendros, just to let her know I'm gonna be out for maybe a day or two. I'll be back.
Okay.
We'll talk.
All right, so you leave a note, and you catch up with the group who are kind of waiting for you just a little bit out of town, and you start making your way east to the house.
Mhm.
The road to the house winds through the rocky coastal terrain, often offering a view of the sea below. Low clouds press upon you, and occasional patches of sunlight appear out over the water. A stiff wind blows in off the waves, carrying the briny stink of churning salt water. As you get closer, some people had actually kind of like followed you from a distance, just kind of wondering, hey, are they actually going to go out there? Are they actually going to go in? But the second that they kind of start to see the actual manor there themselves, they're just kind of like, maybe we should go. Maybe we shouldn't be here. And all of them that were following you kind of left. And the house itself sits on the highest ground in the area. Around it, a stone wall has crumpled in many places, exposing the interior grounds. An ornate metal gate lies open at the end of the road, swings slightly in the wind. Wild flora grows throughout the inner yard, but all the years cannot hide the evidence of a well-tended garden that once sat here. Near the house, the rotted wooden roof of a water well rises out of the tall grass. The house sits about 30 feet tall from the ground to roof peak. The roof is gabbled and has several holes where the slate shingles are missing. The stone wall itself that encompasses the grounds is about 6 feet tall, more or less, enclosed to the garden. It has partially collapsed in several places, so access to the part of the garden is simple, even if you look for the main gate.
Okay.
See that swinging gate thing? That usually that moment's bad.
Oh, my friend, I don't feel
Well,
your
I
mother is
don't
here. I mean,
think that,
surely not.
I don't think these guys have any reason to be mad at us. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't stolen a single slice of pie.
Just like Mom told me, don't steal the pie until after dinner.
You were so adorable. I pulled a flower out.
Oh.
While you are both adorable, I must agree with you, Hero. I do have a certain sense of unease now that I see this place. Something feels wrong.
No, I think that's just breakfast.
Oh,
It was
perhaps.
a little bit greasy today.
I totally forgot
It's
to
mostly
eat
fish.
breakfast.
It's mostly fish.
Greasy fish, yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It was delicious.
I'm gonna grab my sack. Shut up.
All of us immediately went to 13-year-olds again.
Yeah, we're just.
We are 13-year-old men.
I want to point out he just did this last night in the bar, so
Yeah, I did. I grabbed my sack in the bar too.
it's not that far-fetched.
I kiss it. I'm like, okay, for love, and I'm gonna march up there.
So I'm gonna be right behind him. Just.
I cannot let you go alone, friend, and we did take this job. I'll follow him up too.
So you walk into the garden. The alchemist kept a vegetable garden around the house, which was used as a retreat from the stress of work as a supply of fresh food. Now a few broken gardening tools and tangled weeds are all that remain. A single rose bush near the gate has overgrown and is choked out most of the other plants around it.
Are there any zucchinis in the vegetable garden?
Oh, I love where this is going already.
Make an investigation check. Yeah, investigation.
Investigation was.
Actually, no. Survival.
Ooh, survival.
Actually, while he's doing that, I'm gonna notice that he's doing that, and I'm gonna go, "Oh, Hero, what are you looking for? Maybe I can help."
I'm looking. Actually, I think I'm just looking. 13.
13. You see various states of plants and vegetables. Some of them seem to be a little overripe for the season. Some to be just barely still edible.
Can I real quick see if I just one that's edible? Like, I don't know what he's after, but I just want to see if I can see it.
Okay.
Just like I
Survival.
So okay.
If you quick fill this,
All
you
right,
gotta eat some random crap. Here.
shoot. 6.
6. They all look edible to you. They all look edible.
Oh boy.
Are you looking for some good eats? And I'm just gonna start picking like various different ones. Some of these are actually pretty good for you, I think. I can't remember all of what Mom and Dad taught me, but you know I think I know enough to know a good little bit of food when I see it.
That's fair. I missed breakfast. I was just kind of hoping.
I'm just gonna offer them all.
My God,
Just
when did they make
collection of like junk that I've picked up?
That is a very fuzzy carrot. You sure this is okay?
As far as I know, it's pretty darn strong. You're right. You know what? If you don't trust me, it's okay.
No. Give me the fuzzy carrot.
There you go.
I'm gonna eat the fuzzy carrot.
You take a bite of the fuzzy carrot and it's okay. That's just dust.
It's very soft.
It's soft, but it's still edible. It's just barely on the cusp.
Orc livers.
This time it's orc stomach.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna, I guess, keep moving towards the door at that point. Got breakfast now? One fuzzy carrot?
That sounds so wrong.
That sounds disgusting.
Oh, dude.
Boys will be boys.
Well, now that we've had breakfast, I guess we should go inside.
So, you walk up to the manor and you knock at first.
Wait, isn't this place abandoned?
Yeah, but it's never not. No, it's supposed to have ghosts in it.
That's fair.
And
But
that's-
like, and
Yeah, but
for you, it's you especially having lived with ghosts, you would definitely be like,
Yeah.
knock first. Mom would be mad.
I say most people don't realize that hauntings are caused because you're just barging in.
We respect the right to privacy, but we're coming in anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Mom.
Please.
So you walk in and The front door opens to a musty, dirty entrance hall. To your left, a corridor leads into the west wing of the house. The walls are bare and bits of smashed furniture lie upon the floor. Ahead of you, another corridor leads to the rear of the house. A staircase on the eastern wall climbs up to the next story, reaching it at a balcony that overlooks the entrance hall along the north and west sides. The stairs appear to be safe to climb, though the balcony rail is broken in several places. Under the stairs to the north, at the end of the hall, a third corridor leads east. So that would be this area that everybody can now see. So if you would put some minis down.
Who went in first?
I think you
Probably Pepper.
Oh no, yeah, Pepper makes sense.
Pepper's like on a
Wait,
raid.
is Pepper Boris today?
Yes.
Okay.
Boris is Pepper.
Yeah, it's quite a difference.
That is, yeah, very dramatically different.
I'm feeling uneasy, so I'm definitely gonna be in the
Hero's taller than Boris.
No, Boris
Oh,
breaks
it's
his
Swing.
leg.
Yeah, that's the one. Because I forgot my actual minis. I thought I brought them, I did not.
So we're all.
Gathered in.
Pepper and Yusu taking one look around at this musty, dirty, disgusting entryway. So I'm going, oh, jeez, guys, I'm getting a real bad feeling that someone's gonna get a piece of that! And he's gonna scoop up some dirt and throw it at everybody.
Oh,
I got you guys!
I just had my nose realigned after that fight.
And then he's gonna run and dash into the nearest room.
So which way are you going? Left, right, or up the stairs?
Which one's the closest? Like this is an entranceway, right?
No.
No?
So pull those
Oh,
down.
that's-
Pull those towards you, Tim.
Yeah, that's another
So you see those two little markings?
Okay,
At the
those
top,
are doors?
those are doors. There's a
Those are
stairway
doors.
to your right, and then that way there's a door. Yes.
There's a door. Okay, he's gonna go in this door. This is the closest door. That's why I'm saying it.
Okay. So you run straight into what appears to be a library on first glance. The room was once a library with bookshelves around the walls. Most of the shelves are broken, and in many places they have come away from the wall. The few shelves that are still intact are empty, but a pile of books rests in the southwest corner. So you guys just got a face full of dust. Celine's hacking up her lungs in the back.
I mean, it's not actually that much. It's like a small. It's a small child's handful, but double
Then-
handful.
It
but, like,
definitely got my eyes, and
It caught everybody off guard.
Would it even, considering it's Pepper, would it even have reached my head?
no, it's one of those he threw
No,
it
no,
up.
yeah.
So, well, some of it probably would. Dust is very light. It's very
Yeah.
easy to throw.
Okay.
But
It definitely caught you all off guard. So,
There you go.
you all see
Do you
Pepper
wanna move
run
this,
off
by
to
the
the
way?
left. Huh?
you want me to remove this?
Go ahead, yes.
Okay.
So you walk into the room, and the southwest corner has a few books piled up.
Okay, so Pepper's gonna go hide behind those. Not because he thinks they're a great hiding spot, but because this is all good fun.
In a very cat-like fashion, I am licking my paw and trying to like trying to get the crap out of my face.
I'm going to haul ass after Pepper, but because I still got like dust in my eyes, I'm actually gonna go in through that door.
Oh god.
So I'm just gonna bust it.
Well, also Pepper has a slight head start too.
Yeah, so I probably didn't see what door you went through, so I'm just gonna like find a door. And just
So you run into the next room, the room next to Pepper's, and the room was once a writing room or study. Against the wall, under the window, sits a large wooden writing desk, partially broken and riddled with damp rot. There are 3 drawers in each side of the desk and a large central drawer. The latter is closed, but the others are all open, and 2 of them have been broken open forcefully.
I'm gonna look around in all the cupboards and everything. I'm looking for Pepper in this room, so I'm gonna like start trying to like break. open
Do
all
an
the-
investigation check. Pepper, you're just gonna sit there and hide underneath them?
Well, I was gonna hide behind the books, and then because Pepper and Nursery is like eternally curious, he's gonna start going through the stack and like restacking them in front of him, and just looking at the covers and seeing if any of them catch his eye.
It's gonna be 18.
18. Okay, so you start pulling open all the drawers to all the cabinets in the room. You kind of look under the desk, and you don't see anybody. You don't see him in any of them. of course, but you do find one that is locked immediately.
I'm gonna get you, you little ass. Like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. And I'm gonna try to like force it open.
While this is going on, Celine looks at you and, Thomas, do you mind scouting the top floor? I'm gonna go get those idiots under control.
Oh, yes, I did not even see where they went. He threw dirt in my eye. But,
It was
yes,
a dick move. It was a dick move. Yes.
All right, but my lady, please tread careful. I don't feel right in here. But I will go look upstairs.
Thank you.
Go on up.
So, as you go into the room, just kind of trying to pull open that drawer, it's not budging at first. It's just it appears to be locked.
Do I see anything around me that I could use to like pry it open?
Make an investigation. Pepper, while you are in the room sorting through the books, because you're eternally curious about books, you find that most of the books, the 14 books in the heap, untidily thrown into the corners, have been covered with cobwebs, vermin droppings, and harmless mold. All particularly ruined, but still legible. Most of the books are dull, histories, collections of romantic poems, and so forth. But there are 3 quite noteworthy. These books bear clear titles on their spines. The Magical Properties of Gemstones by the Archmage Tensar, The Magical Properties of Herbs and Flowers by the Archmage Tensar, and The Metaphysics and Mathematics by the Mage Natsul.
Every new series is going to take those and put those in his bag.
Okay.
To read for later. So he's even as he's doing that, he's doing those at first, but then he's going through the bookshelves and he's adding to his pile to make himself a little book of sorts.
So,
The dumbest thing ever.
We're
We're in a haunted mansion.
Meanwhile, he probably heard my voice in the back, like, "Come on, Pepper, just unlock the door. I promise I'm not gonna throw dirt in your eyes."
Daddy goes a little bit faster than we sport.
So as you go to put away the books that you wanted, you were kind of hastily doing it, and a small piece of paper flips out of the one of the books and starts just to land on the ground.
Do I notice it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna bend down and grab it.
Okay. In common, it has only a few pieces of few words written on it, and the words that are legible are beyond skeletons. Beyond
Beyond
skeletons.
Okay, so like, what would I roll to understand that, or to try and piece together what that means? If I can even.
Intelligence.
Intelligence? Okay, just straight intelligence. Intelligence is my high stat. Should be, but it's 7 or 10. Sorry.
10.
Or was it 7 plus
You
3?
you don't know. You feel like there's some hidden meaning there. You feel like it's important, but you're not quite sure what they mean by beyond skeletons at the moment.
Alright. I'm gonna kind of think on it, and I'm gonna sit there, and like, I've abandoned now. I was building this massive fort of books, and I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna sit there and study a little bit longer, and just racking my brain.
Okay. As you're doing that, you're still struggling with the door at the moment, and I need to pull up something so that I can show our Tabaxi friend so that he has a visual reference.
Metagame, can I point out we're a bunch of level ones that just epically split the party and very hostile.
Without even thinking. Without even thinking.
No, I entirely understood what I was doing, but I forgot that was bad.
Okay.
To be fair, I thought they would follow just me, not split like this.
For background reference for everybody, we all play other characters in other games where we're all much higher level, and so they've gotten used to doing that. It's just like, it's like, yeah, I'm level 7, I can go and do this. Oh god, I almost died!
Yeah.
Slightly nervous right now.
You know, you'll only slightly die. Just slightly. Okay.
I'm getting this damn door open. I've fully got my hand of dirt ready. I'm just gonna immediately.
Top diagram. Don't meta too much. That is the second floor. It'll take too long to kind of ruffle through the page, so we're just gonna do it like this. Okay. No, you can hold on to it because I got a map of it over here. So what are you doing, and what direction are you going?
Oh, I'm legitimately trying to open this up. I think Pepper's in it, and as soon as I pop it open, I'm gonna throw a fistful of dirt.
All right. So strength check it, please.
Don't let me down.
Where are you going? Tell me a number.
Seems like I would veer off right, so I'm gonna say 13.
Okay.
15 for my strength check.
15. You pull on it and you pull on it, and it's just not coming open. It's just. Here you
I pull out my katana and I attack it.
go. Okay, make an attack roll.
Yay! That's gonna be a 20.
Jesus.
22.
Do damage.
That is going to be
This is more than a little, like mine was.
Oh shit. Okay, so I do 14 damage.
14 damage. You slice the drawer right in half, and it just goes crack. And you just see, it kind of rolls open a bit, and
And then I throw dirt at it.
you throw a bunch of a handful of dirt at Paper. Pepper was not in there.
He learned to disguise himself. Start pulling at the papers.
Start pulling them out, but
Does anything catch my eye?
let's see. I know there is something about those papers. Yes. There's mostly old valueless documents, all written in common. Receipts for purchases of various chemicals and laboratory equipment, and you're looking over the papers, right? Kind of reading them. Give me an investigation check.
That is going to be a 3.
You have no idea what any of these purchases are. You're just like, that's saltpeter, that's Bloody Mary, that's I don't know.
You may think you have fooled me, Pepper, but I'm going to win this one. I'm going to put all the papers in my bag. Is there anything else in there, or am I going to just leave? I'm trying to find Celine's office.
That's it. And about that time, we're gonna jump over to him real fast.
God, I'm
So,
scared.
Tomas, this bedroom has no furniture, but rubbish is scattered everywhere, and web covers the walls and ceiling. From the doorway, you can see a glint of light in the fireplace from a small, highly reflective object.
Ooh, perhaps venturing up here was profitable. That looks very shiny. I kind of mumbled to myself. I guess I'm gonna go investigate the shiny object, but I'm a little curious why there's a flame. So I'm gonna do it cautiously.
It's not a flame. It's just a small, highly reflective object in the fireplace.
Okay, so it's not a lit fire.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
You can see a glint of light in the fireplace from a small, highly reflective object.
I'm gonna
So it just caught the light. Is all.
going to investigate.
So, okay.
Really, really high.
I'm making a character. Hold on.
Yes, I do. So take your pieces, people. I need to change the board out.
Sorry, guys. For the record, this was Celine's fault.
This is Celine's fault. We're blaming everything on Celine. Perfect. I love it.
Yeah, just told him to go upstairs.
It's her fault that Pepper threw sand in everybody's eyes. And
It took off running.
Yes, it's Pepper's. It's Celine's fault. The NPC's fault for Pepper throwing dirt in people's eyes.
Exactly. I'm glad you see it my way, DM.
Sarcasm. Sarcasm. So,
Gentlemen, I hope, or well, I shouldn't say gentlemen. I should say good sir. I hope you are ready, because I'm going to need you to roll initiative.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, it's fine. It's
I got an 8. Okay. No, it's fine.
He's pretty have more than one.
As a swarm of spiders comes out to attack you.
God, that's so much spiders.
Yeah, a swarm of
Swarm of spiders.
It says swarm of insects, but then specifies spiders. So I got confused for a second. I was like, what? I now have to sift through like 16 pieces of paper to find that one single piece.
4 hours later.
What?
You want the
Oh, here it is.
stats one? Because I already have the stats.
He's got it.
What?
What do you need me on?
Dude, turn that off. Or turn that off, or I'll slap you.
I just turned it on just to see if I could find it before you could. I actually had it for the equipment.
So,
10 quick flicks.
I'm prepared.
all right, sir. You rolled a 13.
8.
8. Oh, okay.
Even worse.
So, the spiders are going to go first, as you are.
Ooh, shiny.
Scream. Do everything you can to reunite the party.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's nice.
I don't think it is.
But it's probably not on it.
Yeah.
You're having
No, it's fine because you're not the one who's going to get hit. Just the swarm's a little confused after being awoken.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself, insects. Stop hitting yourself.
It tried to come out, but it was really haphazard and just it kind of crawls on your skin. You just kind of like they kind of don't really get much in their way, and they kind of start biting each other, and they take a little bit of damage from themselves. It is your turn.
Okay. Trying to think of a practical way to combat a swarm of spiders. What would I do in real life? Probably not use a rapier as much as I'd like to. I'm gonna peel my vest off and start swatting them. Can I do like an armed attack maybe for that?
Yeah.
You want to use a shoe?
You don't wear shoes.
So you peel off your vest and you just kind of start slapping it around.
Whenever you find a really big pair of shoes.
Roll an attack and add your dex mod.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hmm.
I can cause an unarmed attack for a d4 slashing damage.
Okay.
Okay. So, what did you say to do? Sorry.
Well, if you're gonna do your claws, so it will be whatever your claw attack is supposed to be.
Alright, so it was unarmed and I guess, was it a d4? Am I getting that right?
This D4 has unless you're proficient.
Yeah.
You can claw an unarmed attack with 1d4.
You are
Proficient. But it's an attack roll. So he needs to.
You get to add your proficiency. to that.
18.
Which should be a 1.
And yours is slashing damage because you're.
Or you have 2. You have 2 proficiency, so.
Yeah. So, dirty 20.
All right. So you definitely hit the swarm.
Straight 5.
Plus your strength modifier, right?
So it's +1. So
You're using your
of damage. All right.
So do you like make that scream sound?
Totally.
Okay, cool. Ha! It's Moss!
Make a
Don't
perception
worry.
check.
Oh. Fair. Aha! That's an 18.
18.
Yes.
You definitely hear him.
It's Moss! I'll bring Pepper! Take off.
Can I make perception with disadvantage because I am thinking really hard right now?
You can just make a straight perception check to hear that.
Okay, I got a 10.
Oh, jeez.
You definitely you do hear the as well.
Alright.
So, I
Tomas!
know.
Oh jeez, Tomas is in trouble. I'm gonna stuff the paper back in and I'm just gonna run out.
Should we roll ourselves into the initiative order?
Please do. Celine also hears that as she was just about to enter the rooms behind you, and she takes off running as well.
That'll be 14 initiative.
11.
You said 14? Him. Yeah.
Yes, 14, sorry. I was jamming out to this tasty battle music.
What did you get?
11. I wish it was higher.
It's still higher than Tomas's. But Celine is up first, and
I do not like spiders.
actually cats like spiders, which is weird. So, Celine is going to be running up from the first floor. Is going to take. Oh, oops. Let's see the map. It's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19. I believe 19 spaces. Oh, that's way too far. So, oh, what am I doing? It's right there. No, it's going to take 18 spaces, which is 50 some odd feet.
It's 3 turns worth. Because it's 6 spaces to make 30 feet. So 90.
90. So it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take her 3 turns to get up to the top.
She doesn't have a dash action?
That would take 2 then. Yeah, dash. I forget about dash all the time for other characters other than rogues. Rogues are the only ones that I remember have dash.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Oh no.
She's on the middle of the set of stairs. And what are you doing at the end of her turn?
I am also going to take a dash action, but I'm also going to use my racial bonus, aggressive, where I'm going to. Would I be able to see the spiders from the bottom of the stairs?
No.
Okay, then I'm just going to.
room, and Celine is right there.
All right.
Of her turn.
All right, then yeah, I'm also going to take a dash action for 60 because I can't use that racial feat unless I can see the enemy.
Okay. So
But what I am going to do is.
5, 10,
No.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 60. Yeah. So that puts you. That's going to put you right here. Okay.
I'm coming.
Yeah, you are still on the first floor. You are not technically on the second. That is just a visible representation. All right. Up next is going to be Pepper.
Pepper usually can take a dash action. He only get 50 feet there.
You can only get how far with dash? 50?
15, right?
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. You are 2 spaces to the left of Hero.
Oh, who's up?
To the left? To your left. Your right. Your right. Okay. Yeah, your left. Your left. Your left.
Okay, I was like,
I'm trying to remember orientation.
right?
2 behind. 2 spaces between you 2.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking. Okay.
All right. So next up is actually another swarm of spiders. Are going to come down, climbing down from the doorway, and they are going to make their way to try to attack you. So,
Not good. This is very not good.
You won't have all the funds.
so as they, their movement is 20, so he can definitely make it to you. So that's yeah, right on top. So that is going to hit. Yes. So Tomas, can you take 11 points of damage? No, you cannot. So you start getting bitten by every which way from behind you. Just the swarm starts crawling up your arm, just biting into every possible surface they can, and you just kind of fall to the floor, just writhing in pain.
As I fall, I'm looking at those big one of those blood curdling cat yells.
Yeah, very well.
Yes.
So, Tomas, it was the other spider's turns, and so they attacked you again. That is an automatic fail of a death saving throw. It is now your turn, so you have to make a death saving throw. Which means you have to roll above a 10 with no adds. What is that? Okay, it looks like a 1 from where I'm sitting. So I was just like, oh, you just died. So that is another fail. So you have 2 fails and no successes. It is Celine's turn. She can actually... She has a 30 speed, so have her come around the corner, please. All right. Whoa, no, Dan.
Not through the wall.
Not
Oh,
Phil.
yeah, I'm sorry. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
25. All right. And seeing Mr. Tomas on the ground, she is going to...
Scream because of all the spiders that run away.
I mean, she's an adventurer for a reason, so she's not going to run away, but she's definitely not very partial to spiders either. Okay. She is going to how much room did she have before board?
5 more feet.
She had 5 more feet. She can enter, technically she can enter the spider's space. So she is going to enter the spider's space, and she's going to do Spare the Dying on Tomas, which means you stabilize, you have no more death saving throws. However, you are still technically at 0 health points. So you are still unconscious. You are just no longer dying.
Now, our death saving throws at this point reset.
Yes.
Yes, so you're basically alive.
You're alive, you're just at 0 hit points. You it'll on the app it'll just tell you to go to 1, but for your own information you are at 0. All right. That is Celine's turn. Up next is Hiro.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to get up there. Shit. Where's the door really? Like, can I see around the corner? Can I see?
You can't see into the room. You can just see the door that is opened.
Just go through the wall, dude. Just go through the wall. I mean, if anybody could do it. Fine, I'll use my dash action.
So you make it into the room.
I want to be like right here. I know that's gonna be less than 30, but I want to be like right on top of some moss.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I'd like to pull the papers out of my pouch and be like, "Get him, Pepper!"
Some papers just go flying out of your bag of holding. Just start scattering around the room.
For Theater of the Mind, I want to like sort of like get over Tomas, try to like brush the spiders away from him.
Okay. It is now Pepper's turn.
Pepper is going to dash because he has no way to get there fast enough. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. That's the door right there, right?
Yes.
45. And then seeing all the spiders, he's gonna immediately go to the corner. That's his
I'm coming! I'm coming! Ah!
Everyone becoming the rush! Oh, geez, guys, there's a lot of spiders. I don't like it.
Oh wait. No, I think it's an action for that. I don't think it's a bonus action. We need one. Yeah, it's an action.
I see you come to the door like, "Wait, then who's that?"
As the papers just kind of float down onto your body. As the papers just float onto your body, Tomas, he's just like, wait, what? Wait, what?
Who's that? You want food?
Oh, that's so
I attack the papers.
That's so good.
It is now the first round of spiders' turns, technically the second round of spiders' turns. Where am I? There it is. And since Celine is covered in them, I would roll behind that. Okay, okay. Cool. Thanks, guys. Oh, cool. Celine, as she's trying to help Tomas, she starts getting all the spiders on her, and they start biting her, and eventually she goes to a knee, and she herself falls to the ground.
Oh, so bad.
Okay, we're in trouble.
Oh no.
So Celine is currently TPK. TPK works too. So just everybody's dying. It's fine.
It's a TP key.
It's a TPK.
So-
Shirts later.
Shirts later. Oh god. Yeah, maybe after we hit like 300 viewers, maybe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh.
YouTube channel.
What YouTube channel?
We actually have one.
We do. It just does not have a video yet. I'm recording currently.
Well,
This is so bad.
this is the part where we self-promote.
The Essential Dice Roll on YouTube.
Take pity for a dying party. Show your
Yeah,
support here.
about that. Hey,
Go to death saving throws.
Freaking spiders, man.
you take 6 damage and are knocked back under 0. So you are technically back in death saving throws, and Celine is in death saving throws as well.
Plus, we have another pepper apparently. This paper's all over the place.
Tomas, make a death saving throw right now, actually.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, Celine.
Not that.
That is a failure, sir.
She's gonna lay down.
She'll lay down for you.
She's down too.
He is down, yes.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Next up is Celine. She needs to make a death saving throw, and she fails.
These spiders are vicious.
Nobody's hit them yet.
No, he hit them. They hit themselves.
Oh yeah.
But that was just the first swarm.
Yeah, the second swarm showed up and really started messing things up.
We got a barbarian to fight spiders.
Wait,
do
what
not have
barbarian?
sir.
Oh, we have a fighter.
We have a fighter, which is just as good at level 1.
Yeah.
I know barbarians get a D12 versus a a D8. So.
I use, or, yeah, hit dice was, yeah.
So, Hito, it is your turn.
I'm going to attack the spiders that already did the smaller swarm. I'm assuming it'll be a smaller swarm.
There's a smaller swarm on Tomas, and there's a larger swarm on Selena.
I'm going to help out Tomas. Does a shit. Does a 13 hit?
And a 13 does hit.
I mean, shit, I didn't even roll high enough.
I love you. I've already had my proficiency. That is, I actually can't tell if that's a 9 or 6, because they didn't put the little dot on there.
Let's check the other one. Let's see if it has a dot.
That's also a percentile, but I see your
It's a D10. I mean, it's a D100, but it's a D10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, neither one of them does. Find another D10.
You wanna...
Can we just say it's a 9?
Can we just, work on it?
Shit. Well, that's worse than either one of those could have been. So that's going to be plus one proficiency. 10 damage.
And the spider swarm covering Tomas disappears and dissipates as you squish out most of the rest of them, but the others just kind of like scatter off into
Pepper,
like
whatever you
individual
do
bits.
next, be sure to get that paper. I'm very suspicious of it.
It is indeed Pepper's turn, and there is a swarm currently on Celine.
And a swarm of
This one's dead, right?
Yes, the one that was on Tomas.
Oh, gone.
Oh, jeez, guys.
And he's gonna go over and he's gonna start picking up all the papers. Reaction.
Oh, gross. And as soon as they get too close, as soon as one of the spiders, the swarm spider gets too close to the swarm spider, and he's gonna firebolt them.
Oh no. Oh no. What's
That's a ranged spell attack, correct?
Oh, dude.
What's the area?
It doesn't do an area that.
No, but it's if he misses.
It's
This is a big cluster of bodies.
it is a reach spell. Yes.
Okay.
So you have to make a ranged spell attack.
Yep.
Add your spell attack modifier,
Oh,
sir.
wait, he's right on 5 feet, isn't he? Because he went to go get the papers?
He had to go around him
Very
there.
close. So that's disadvantage.
I believe so.
Oh, man. Well, an 8 and a 9, so...
What's your spell attack mod?
Plus 5.
Yeah, it's plus 5, so that's 13.
A 13
Is my lowest.
is your lowest.
Mm-hmm.
That still hits the swarm.
Alright, and then it's a D10, I think, but let me just double check. D10. I rolled a 10.
All right.
Oh, so gross.
God, now it's flaming spiders. This is just nightmare fuel. I jump out the window.
Just and as you cast firebolt, it just barely scrapes the top of some of them and cuts away part of them, barely missing the cloth of Celine's clothing. Barely.
Did Celine pass her first saving throw?
No, she did not.
Okay, and you're at
Next up is Tomas to make his saving throw. That is a 9.
So far, I've yet to pass one.
That's not having a good day.
I mean, we're all having a good day. We're playing D&D.
It's true.
So Celine's up next. She needs to make a death saving throw. That is cocked as hell. So is that. Stop hitting other dice. Thank you. Okay. That passes. That passes. Alright, next up is Hito. Hito, be a hero.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stabilize Tomas.
Oh
Well,
man.
that's Celine, she can heal.
She's gonna die.
Well, I can only stabilize her. I can't pop her back up.
Oh, that's true.
So he has to make a medicine check.
Shit, I got 8.
8?
Yeah.
Well, you're still downed. Pep Pep.
Pep! Alright,
I swear, next time I'm buying good berries.
you know what? Pepper News here, like looking at all this, he's just like, I can't take it anymore, it's gross! And he's going to cast Magic Whistle.
Okay.
On the, oh yeah, I don't roll an attack.
Nope, it's an auto hit. It's an auto hit. You just gotta do damage.
Yeah. So that's 4, 6, 11 damage.
11 damage. Most of the, you seem to take out most of the swarm with that attack, but there is still just a few crawling around on top of Celine. And it is her turn. Or their turn. The spider's turn. It's still gonna hit her. Thank God it wasn't a critical though. So that is 2 fails.
Hit me! Hit me!
You killed
As
the
a
ones that
reaction,
did hit
Boris is
you.
going to go, "Do better."
Boris?
Boris.
Boris? Where did Boris come from? Boris hasn't been used in a little while.
Pepper's gonna be like, go ahead, you got this, oh jeez. Please save us.
Tomas. Death saving throw.
Oh no. Would you please roll a moment? I swear to God, you die.
Come on, lady.
Man, use a different dice.
You don't file one?
This is Lady Light. This is his good luck.
Come on.
Guys.
Oh, no! Oh!
That is a 6, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh. No, no. That's why you don't
That's
split the
a,
party at level 1.
That is the first PC kill of this campaign.
On the first
On the first session.
You hear an awful curdling. The hairball gets hacked up, and he falls over.
He's already on the ground, damn it.
Last. Well, we only have, what is it, like 130 days to get your true resurrection spell.
If his body doesn't decompose.
I can't sleep.
Selena, spare the dying. That helps. That'll keep.
No, he's dead.
He's perma-dead.
Yeah, no, spare the dying doesn't stop. No decomposition, not bringing back.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it's spare. Yeah, decomposition.
so.
It's so that you can last for.
You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points, the creature becomes stable. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
What am I thinking of?
I know what spell you are thinking of. I do, but it is not one she has currently.
That is unfortunate.
Nope. Alright. It is Celine's turn to make her next attempt. Good news, she passed. Next, it is Hiro's turn.
I am absolutely furious. I'm not using that dice. That dice is cursed. I'm going to use the Hangus dice. And that is going to be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
What's the minimum you can do?
Oh, minimum, so 1 plus my proficiency plus strength, like 7.
It's dead.
Okay. I'm gonna scream, "Ah, I blame the paper person!" I'm gonna pick up the monster's body, jump out the window, and head towards Andrews. Because this is the only person I know that might be able to help.
So you legit just pick him up. You jump out the window. Pepper, you see this, and what are you doing?
Should probably say less silly.
Oh no.
Pepper's gonna go stabilize her.
As I go out the window, though, I do yell out, "Wingman!"
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, actually, it just legitimately jumped out
About
the
the
window.
second story.
As a reaction to him doing that, I am going to cast Featherfall.
What did? Okay. It is able to cast as a reaction.
It is a reaction spell.
Okay. Is it touch though?
Oh my fucking god, you might be right.
Look, I just found the spell to keep him alive. Making me go find another
It is my job as the DM to
Oh, yes.
rule of fun. I know rule of cool and rule of fun,
But in this
You were
situation,
saying you didn't want to die. You're not an idiot. I mean, he is.
All right.
Thank God.
So you go down. You go down without taking any damage.
Cool, because I only rolled a 10.
Oh, that would have been able to. You would have taken a small amount. So, as our intrepid adventurers have met a unfortunate roadblock, we are going to go ahead tonight and call it there. So, thank you everybody for joining us for session 1 of Ghosts of Saltmarsh, and we might just have new players next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
I did it for love.
Well, we're gonna be starting a donation fund for the family of Tomas. I'm sorry, it's too soon.
Thanks everybody for watching.